what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Hobby Titans. I am joined today by my illustrious co-host, Zach. Zach, how are you doing?
Earlier today, I got called fabulous by Adrian. This was pretty cool. We decided right before we went live that whoever sits in that seat does the intros.
Yeah.
And we decided we'd switch seats today and switch it up on you guys. So thank you. How are you doing? I'm doing great. And illustrious is very nice. Thank you.
Yeah. So what are you working on today?
Yes, well, I'm very excited. As Games Workshop has alluded to, this upcoming weekend are some pre-orders of Ogor Mawtribes. We are really excited about that book here. I already have a Beastclaw Raider army, which are the scary ogres who ride all the monsters.
Okay.
And what we don't have is the other side of that book, which is Gutbusters. These are the foot boys. In the Sigmar World, everyone calls them the dad bod army. So
fitting.
We have a dad bod army, and literally in front of me right now, we're going to go to the top down later here in a second. You can see what 2,000 points of a dad bod army looks like currently. And so we are really painting up pretty much a whole army. It's a nice whole army to paint.
Yeah.
You can see, Kat, we'll get a look here, but it's not that many models, and they're kind of big.
Yeah. I mean, I was about to say, I think Dad Bod fits it because a lot of their weapons look like they came out of like a garage and just slapped together.
That is pretty much this army. They. What are you going to work on?
Well, so your guest from last week,
yes,
Papa, started painting this tower, which I very much appreciate.
Yep.
And I figured I'd finish it. So that way, it can be used at some point.
Is it Papa or Papa?
Papa? Papa?
Some people were saying Papa.
Papa. I think it's just Papa or Papa.
Okay.
It's just not Papa.
It was great to do the stream with Papa last week, and I know he's going to appreciate you finishing this tower.
Yeah, and it looks fantastic. I wish I could have met him, but
it was quite a thing. All right, are we ready to do this?
I think we're ready to do this.
Let's get creative.
Sweet.
Okay, over this side of the table, maybe we can do a hobbyist zoom down here, Kat.
Yeah.
Over this side of the table, you can see what I've got cooking here today. I have already begun work on these guys. And a little bit later, we'll do a zoom, but you can see I've got gluttons. I'm not just calling them that to be mean. That's actually what they're called. Gluttons. Down here, a butcher.
Ooh, this is how they get their dad bods, right?
Yeah, a butcher. We've got lead belchers. These are the guys with the cannons. We'll get zooms on all these guys. And here we've got the iron guts. They're kind of the elite ones who actually bother to wear a little bit of armor and take some bigger, scarier weapons. Let's do a little zoom in, Kat, on me, or a shoulder zoom if we can. I want to show folks some things we've got going on. I actually got some help on this model. This is the butcher. I actually got a little bit of help on this model from Meg. One of the things she did, as you can see here, is she gave him a little gingham shoulder cloth here.
Little gingham
rag. Little
tartan cloth,
Yeah, hand rag, like the white and red checker. She was like, should I make it red and white checkered, or should I make it blue and white checkered? And I was like, because at home we have both red and white checkers, and we have blue and white. Red and white checkers are for Italian food, to get that Italian-American vibe. Blue and white is French country brunch. We decided to go with Italian. The only thing that might have made French better is we are going to probably toothbrush some Minotaur fresh blood on this guy's thing. So it might have gone better with the blue. But we wanted an Italian butcher, not a French brunch butcher. And that is, just so you guys know, the difference between it is Sushi Man Daddy, the Finecast guy. But he wasn't too bad, to be honest with you. I think this is where Finecast is at its, I know this is a harsh word to use for Finecast, at its best, is on a big, thick dude like this.
Fair.
Yeah, so he's actually okay. I don't mind that he's Finecast.
I think the less detail they have, the better.
Yeah,
the better it is.
No, yes, exactly. Now let me show you guys real quick where we're at with some other models here today. I'm going to show you some of the gluttons are very close to being completely finished. Here is my glutton. Now, you can actually see the link for how I do... Is he...
There you go.
There we go. You can actually see...
Immediately lost it. Here's a note card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You can actually see how I do the skin and the clothing on my gluttons. If you go to under the link underneath, I actually included my link. The nice thing is, because I had a Beastclaw Raider army, we actually are painting these guys to match that. And the reason we're painting these guys to match that is because the book can already kind of intermix. You can include the different models. You know, you don't have to just be Beastclaw Raiders or just be Gutbusters. You can take a unit of Gluttons in your Beastclaw Raider army. So we're basing them the same. We're going to do a little bit of that today. And we're basing them the same, and we're painting their skin mostly to be the same. I made a slight alterations because they don't exactly live together. They just sometimes work together. So I wanted them to be slightly different looking.
They're a bunch of dad coworkers.
Yeah, dad teaming up.
Yeah.
Teaming up, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at with these guys. And what I'm going to do today, as you might have noticed, none of these guys had their belly plates on them. So I need bases and belly plates here today. And I do have, then I can put 6 of the Gluttons. These guys are really almost totally finished. We can put them on the Glam Cam and you can see. I have a little bit of details to work out on the rest of the Gluttons, the Lead Belchers, and the Iron Guts. But coming along very nicely. And this army will be finished very shortly. And you can suspect that there's a chance you might be seeing it on the tabletop very shortly. If you are a Sigmar fan, I will remind you we are doing 2 games on Monday, one at noon and one at 6 p.m. And there's a chance that you might see some ogres there. We did tease the armies, but we said question mark armies, and we're not sure yet. I'm not sure how to make it more obvious without directly saying there is a chance you might see ogres very soon. With that, I'm going to hop in. And what part of this magnificent thing are you now working on?
Yeah, so I am going to work on getting in the base colors for the bigger rock.
Oh wait,
stuff. Yeah.
I'm gonna interrupt Kat, which is a little rude, but out of excitement, I just realized something. You were like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to finish this, so it's not half painted."
Yes.
We should use it Monday.
That'd be cool.
Let's use it Monday. Okay, cool. That's going to be on Monday's stream.
Sweet.
All right, cool.
Sweet. Yeah. So let's go into here really quick. I'm going to work on this portion of everything. So like the darker rocks. Now I contemplated what color I want to paint it. Papa did not leave any notes, unfortunately.
Shocker, right? That guy.
But I do want to make sure that like this rock looks different from this one. So either I'm gonna warm this one up, and I'm not entirely sure if I want to do that, or I'm gonna make this like a cooler or a warmer rock. So it kind of depends. Right now I'm leaning more towards like a dark blue-ish looking rock, so I might end up warming this one up, but who knows. So
wait,
yeah.
Kat, have you ever seen the show Arrested Development?
I have seen very many memes.
You've seen like bits and pieces
from that show.
It's just funny. It reminded me there's like this motif of like always leave a note, right?
Okay.
Like and it's just like the dad is like always leave a note or whatever, like for everything, right? And like then he teaches his kids these lessons about what happens when you don't leave a note, and they're just like insane. And there's a guy who they knew that didn't have an arm, and they always involved him in it, and he would pretend his arm got torn off because a note didn't get left, that they were out of milk or something. So it's just kind of funny. When you were like, Papa didn't leave a note, it reminded me of always leave a note, Papa.
Tea Time with Toby is saying that Papa mentioned a purplish color. I believe Papa mentioned
a lot of things.
Papa
mentioned a lot for
Papa was a little excited to be on Tabletop Titans.
It's from a different time.
Yes.
As he continually reminded us.
For many different times. I believe Papa mentioned putting like a purple glow in the skull's eyes, which I might still do. But as we've talked about on this show a lot, is we always try to make terrain universal in a way, and to be able to be used with like many different tables and stuff. So
yeah, or not, or the opposite. We go hard the other way, right?
Right. So we'll see what happens. I am gonna get the bronze color going on the dome and the top part of this, so that way that can dry, and I can come back in with weathering and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get this all finished up. I do have like some like fine turf here from Woodland Scenics. I'm gonna use this as like some moss.
Isn't it cool that I just put just randomly at the start of the stream put a deadline on it? I was like, cool, let's use it Monday. I mean,
to be fair, I did really want to finish it, and it shouldn't take more than 2 streams to work on.
Also, to be fair, while I know you might not love to hear this, it's like a step or 2 away from being usable currently.
Yes.
So like it's pretty much already ready to go. Other than that would look bad with that just being primed black up there.
The black rocks, yeah. So I'm gonna get this as far as I can go with it, and then really kind of see how much I can push it. Because it's terrain, and I've talked about before of like with store terrain, I try not to put too much in on it, mostly just because like things end up getting broken, whatever, but this isn't store terrain, and so... This
is not store terrain.
Yeah,
Lots of people will see
crazy with it.
And it will mostly be taken care of. We always joke about Adrian knocking terrain over on stream, but we also then always clarify that one, it's funny, he doesn't really damage it. And that weirdly, that's not how terrain gets damaged, right? It largely gets damaged going in and out of storage often, or like just being moved around. And you guys at Gamecastle use... You guys at Gamecastle actually don't use bins. They go on shelves, right?
Well, sometimes they go into. It depends on what it is. Like if it's mostly like flat buildings or whatever, and they can get put into a bin.
Yeah.
They try to get put into a bin, but a lot of times people never put them back in the bins that they get them from.
Right.
And then it just ends up exploding on the shelves, and then every once in a while, like we'll be like, okay, it's time to clean up the train and like see what's broken, and then go in and fix stuff. But yeah, so we try to use bins, mostly just so that we can put more on those shelves, because those shelves end up taking up a lot of room. But, you know, how often people put stuff back where they get them from? Very rarely.
Yeah.
Now, before we get too far off of, like, the whole Italian thing, now I will say that someone approached me off of the street, and they said that they had a gift for you, and with quotations, Papa sends his regards. So here you go.
Oh, this is from Papa?
Yeah, this is from Papa.
It's a tomato.
And I don't know what it means, but they said that you would know.
I think it's because Papa grows tomatoes. I can't remember.
Okay.
Like I said, Papa said a lot of things. This is really nice of Papa to get me a tomato. Even if this is a gag gift from Papa or someone else, oddly enough, this will almost, Megan can confirm, this will get almost immediately used in my house. Likely this will be used in something I make for us to eat tomorrow.
Okay.
So you can be guaranteed that this tomato will not go to waste. Thank you, Papa, or whoever this came from.
Yeah, it wasn't Papa, because I am very familiar with Papa. Papa, you know, I did watch.
It was somebody else
last streams
who thought I needed a tomato.
Right, and I also gave Papa notes on like the fan stuff that I picked before I needed to leave very abruptly.
Is that offensive? Should I be offended? I'm not.
Ooh, I don't know.
Am I supposed to be offended as an Italian American just being given a tomato?
I feel like you've spent more time with Papa than I have, so like.
But you said it wasn't Papa.
It was not Papa that gave it to me. But they did give me a message saying, like, this is for Zach, and with the message, Papa sends his regards.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So it was somebody from Papa. It was somebody...
associated with Papa, at the very least. I would hope, I would assume. But it was a tomato. And
I'll also be honest with you, it feels a little bit like a threat.
Ooh.
Hey, give this to Zach. Did the guy have like a cliche Italian American mafia accent?
No.
Give this to Zach. Papa sends his regards.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a tomato, and I very.
Hey.
You know, I was in customer service mode at that point, so I was just like, "Thank you. Okay, yeah, I definitely will," and brought it over. So.
Wait, I thought you said this was on the street. You were in customer service mode on the street?
Always, all the time, constantly. Yeah.
This story is.
Yeah. So anyway, so like we're painting the bronze on the roof right now. Now I don't want all of it to be bronze because there is like a wooden door in the middle here. But I'll just go back and paint over that. That's totally fine. And I painted this before stream started, but we talked about it literally while I was painting it, how sometimes metallics like can get kind of streaky. So I wanted to make sure that I had at least like a base coat in before we started because it takes a little longer to dry. So, yeah.
I know, like Sushi Me and Daddy, it's a fair point. Like, am I going to use that tomato? Of course I'm going to use that tomato. Is it a little offensive? Honestly, no, it's not offensive.
It's a pretty nice tomato.
It's a pretty nice tomato. You know what? Actually, I don't have a microwave in my house.
Oh.
And one of the reasons I don't have a microwave, well, one, microwaves ruin all food, including water. They ruin water. They make water taste weird. Two, I'm not one of those like Marin County Huns who like thinks everything is like a poison in your body, that kind of thing. But like an MLM.
What did you call it?
They call them Huns.
Huns?
Yeah, Hun is like a lady who like does all the MLMs.
A Hun.
And yeah, because they always send these emails.
Hey,
like,
Hun.
Hey, Hun. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
right. So they come Huns. Not, but it also does sort of have a double entendre there, right? With like a conquering mode.
Right.
Right. It's pretty great. Anyway, I'm not one of them, but like I also am just like the microwaves just kind of weird me out. Like a microwave door is very flimsy, and I'm just like that can't really be like keeping all the radiation out, right? And then like microwaves are done. People like stand by the microwave, and then as soon as it's done, they hit open and like get their thing out. I'm like, isn't like the radiation still bouncing around a little bit, or I don't know. Anyway, also
I think technically most, if you read the instructions on microwaves, actually say
tell you not to do
stand for like 5 seconds.
But people don't, and I know I wouldn't either if I had one. So anyway, the point is they also ruin all food. No food tastes better after it's been through a microwave. Period.
Do you have an air fryer?
No.
Ooh.
So I reheat things on the stove in a pan. And honestly, a tomato is the best substitute for a microwave because it goes with pretty much all food. So you just chop up a tomato, put it, like you get restaurant leftovers, Ethiopian food, this is the best. You have leftover Ethiopian food, you chop up your tomatoes, put it in the pan with olive oil, let it get warm, it introduces water, and then you just like throw your Ethiopian food in there. It's so amazing.
Okay.
And like, I don't know.
Do you have a favorite Ethiopian restaurant around
Zeni is the one, right? Have you ever been there? It's
No.
Have you been?
I don't think I've ever had Ethiopian food.
Ooh, we need some Ethiopian food. A lot of people don't know this. Kind of interesting. Fun fact. Not related to any of the things we're doing here. None of this actually has been. Tomato wasn't. Microwave wasn't. None of this has been. So I'm just going to keep going. San Jose. I think it's the biggest Ethiopian, or second biggest after DC, Ethiopian diaspora in the world.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The food's quite amazing. No seafood though.
In San Jose?
In Ethiopian food.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like a not touching, it's landlocked, you know?
Right.
So they don't.
That'd be a little weird if they had
You'd be worried. You'd be worried, honestly.
Right.
Yeah, you'd be like,
It's like when they sell sushi in like, I don't know, Colorado or something. Or I don't know.
Well, they have salmon.
Yeah, plus a lot of like fish sometimes gets like just flown out to places as well too.
It's fast. They've got it down.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, could be okay. Could be okay. Sushi in the Midwest could be okay. I think I trust it. I think I've had sushi in the Midwest. I'm not sure. Yeah, Zeni's super good. If you guys haven't had Ethiopian food, It's a cuisine I totally recommend. It's mostly approachable. It's not weird. They do have a lot of raw-ish meat, but you don't have to get the raw-ish meat.
No, I'm cool with that.
You can get, and it's all beef and chicken. They also don't eat pork because they're not Jewish or Muslim, but they're Coptic Christian, who I guess also don't eat pork.
Interesting.
It is interesting. It's all very interesting. Go grab some Ethiopian food. You heard it here first.
I'll probably have to try it out. Yeah, because most of the cuisine I've eaten is like Asian, mostly just because I am Asian, or most of my friends are Asian. So like
that's also big in the Bay Area in general, right?
Asian and Mexican food. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, wait. Oh man, where's my lead belcher paint? Hope I didn't leave it at home.
So
there's some here.
Okay, so I know that like Games Workshop paints are usually not to get back onto topic.
Yeah, sorry, I know you guys expect better from us when it comes to our topics.
You know, everyone always says like Hobby Titan's very good at talking about hobbying. Now, I know usually like, well, not usually. Usually.
Where is this going? I'm worried.
The Citadel paints are named after like stuff that has to do with, you know, the actual game and stuff.
Yes.
But I've never heard of like where lead belcher came from.
That's amazing. It's right here.
Yeah.
These guys are lead belchers.
Do they eat lead or like that just like a weird?
They shove all this stupid stuff into their cannon.
Oh.
And then they light it with that. See, he's got like a little cigar with a light, and then it. Then
it belches the lead. I get it. I get it now.
They call them lead. All of their stuff is named after like food and just in general. Not all their stuff, but most of their stuff. Their whole culture, all ogre culture is centered around eating.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say like all the Citadel paints were named after food, and I was like, I don't think that's correct, but I don't know enough to dispute you on that.
Yeah.
So.
No, you do. You know enough to dispute me on that.
Do I know? Do I?
It's like Abaddon could be food if you're from the point of view of a Tyranid, for sure.
I think he's edible.
He's edible.
Right. I wouldn't say food.
Like a substitute teacher, like going through the names of the kids in the class and being like, wow, you're all named after food.
Yeah.
Michelle, Michael, these are all, Jonathan, these are all edible people. Technically, you're all edible.
You're all edible. Now, morally speaking, is this okay? I don't think so. But, you know, in the case of Abaddon, did he really care about morals anyway? So.
Right. Is it morally okay for Abaddon to be eaten?
I'm glad we're back on topic. This is making me...
we got back on topic pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's where lead belcher comes from.
That's really cool. That's cool.
Did you just happen to ask that today? That there was actually lead belchers on the table?
No, you said it, and I was like, I know that's...
you heard me say lead belcher earlier.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, neat.
That's funny, Kat. I really just assume you don't listen to anything I say, so that's pretty...
I try.
Not anything I say, but like, you know, like when you're talking to somebody, you're like when you and I are directly having a conversation, which is usually like the 3 hours before the stream, I'm like, yes, we're talking, having conversations. But on stream, when I'm just like, oh, I'm putting lead belchers there, like after you like kick it over to me, I assume you're not listening to anything I say.
Oh, that's a weird assumption to have. That's a very strange...
Not that you're not listening, but that you're like... More so that you're just processing the cadences.
Like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like small talk, like...
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's not exactly not listening.
I can definitely see how you would feel that way.
It's not a dig on you. It's like, I mean, I do that sometimes. Like if I'm just like sitting here and you're like talking about the best way to dry brush something, I'm like just processing your cadences often.
Okay, so
especially if I've heard you say it before.
You are assuming that, okay, yeah, that's fair. Because we do talk about, we try not to, but we do talk about like paint stuff, and like we ask each other questions
We
before stream, and I'm like, there's times where I go, wait, we're getting too into this.
Yeah.
Let's save this for the stream, and then neither one of us remember to bring it back up again.
Exactly, but also like I will say that it also is like lots of times when you're painting, and like you can literally be doing this right now.
Right.
You can kind of see what Kat and I are both doing. I'm gabbing and cleaning an airbrush. She's actually painting. I like could imagine you're like, it's a good time to focus. It's a good time to like, because like one of us is talking, the other one can just be like painting, and then also not really listening to that you know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, this is Hobby Titans, not Listening Titans.
Exactly.
And neither one of us are the Silent King, so like,
good, yeah.
How
look at you
good
learning all kinds of 40K stuff and making 40K puns.
Yeah, look at me.
Hey, that's not really a pun.
No, but I did hear Papa say that the Silent King was a great listener.
Yeah,
So,
that was pretty good.
You know, I'm just bringing that reference back up.
Hey, we have some super chats, but not to break this up, but also didn't we have a super chat from we missed at least one super chat from last week?
We did, yes, and we do remember. Well, you and Papa missed it.
It was me. I miss these sometimes, and I always apologize. It is from Up One More, right? Caldorf. It was from
yes,
Caldorf.
yeah.
That's right. Thank you, Caldorf, so much. Caldorf, I hope I didn't see if you were in here or not, but I'll catch you because I'm going to see you sometime in a chat somewhere. It's a question for Papa, and we'll see if we can answer. It's also a weird question.
Yes.
It sounds, I love Caldorf, but the question sounds psychotic. But listen,
I guess out of context.
Out of context,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
Because we are talking about a question that Caldorf asked of Papal.
Right.
We don't know if Caldorf is psychotic or not, but we do know Papal kind of is.
Well, I don't know about that. I think Papa is really just trying to come to terms with the age that he lives in currently, right? Like most old people, it's very hard for him to grasp technology and, you know, how people change, and just like, you know, the evolution of mankind is really like it's hard for
people struggle
for older people,
yeah.
just in general.
Okay.
Now I'm not going to say that this is what Papa is struggling with, but it would make sense, you know.
Fair
make
enough.
Sense. Yes.
Fair enough. Okay. The super chat says, Papa, did you enjoy your short stint as a vaudeville act along with your marionette
chum?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sorry, the mouse.
Whatever happened to your marionette chum? Parted ways. Why? Do we know what Caldorf is talking about? Do you?
Well, I mean, you know Papa better than I do.
Oh, that's right.
So.
Right. I forgot.
Right. I would hope.
I forgot you never met Papa.
No.
So, yeah, I guess you're right. This one's on me. I'm not actually sure, Caldorf, but I will say this. I'm not surprised that Papa was involved with marionetting. What is that called? Vaudeville. It seems like a Papa thing. Sorry, guys. I totally did not have a paint I needed before stream.
Oh, no.
And I was like, maybe they enjoy me just rooting through my paints. Like this. But then I was like, you know what? I think I should actually find the paint somewhere else rather than root through a bin. Thank you, Caldorf. And again, apologies for missing your super chat. Kind of lame. Sorry about that.
I mean, yeah, it's really your thing. So maybe if Papa ever comes back, we can ask him this question, or you know, maybe Papa will see this and answer your question in Discord, Caldorf. Just for you. But we did want to give you a shout out because you missed this last week. So you know, we did catch it. We're not trying to say that we're not grateful or anything. So yeah, I'm sure Papa will get around to this. We will ask this of Papa and you know, get back to you guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But thank you. Getting into other super chats. Thank you, Ty. How does Kat know Papa? Is he a regular at the store? How did she get him to do the stream? Also, Zach, the tomato is definitely a threat.
Right. Giving somebody a tomato feels like, all jokes aside, I can't imagine any Italian American ever being offended by being handed a tomato. But all jokes aside, is it's just anyone getting
Papa,
a tomato.
Right.
And from an intermediary feels a little bit like a threat, right?
Now, how do I know Papa? I've only ever heard of Papa. Papa is not someone I've ever personally met, but you know, he's oft whispered about.
Yeah.
And talked about in the many circles that I frequent.
Yeah.
Well,
he's done a lot.
Yeah.
He's done a lot, but also
he's done a lot for the world, and is a great hobbyist. So like that's how I know Papa is through his hobbying stuff. But like, it was a treat, honestly. I think really like an honor. I think to convince him to be on stream, and it was just a simple ask. So yeah, that was it. Yeah, so the tomato is a threat.
The tomato feels like a threat.
I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like there's a couple different ways that you can interpret it, right? Like why would Papa feel the need to threaten you?
I don't know. Dad, I don't know. Let's say you didn't know the person that well. Tomato kind of feels like a threat. It could be anything, like any just kind of like...
I think it's just very useful, you know? It's just a very useful thing. It's a tomato. I love making salsas, although, you know, it didn't come with anything else, so that's a thing.
It wasn't all the ingredients for sauce, for salsa, for pico de gallo, so it does feel a little bit like a threat.
Yeah.
That's okay, though.
But I don't know, maybe Papa doesn't grow onions. So,
probably not. It's harder.
So I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't take it as a threat, but also I'm very like optimistic in that way. Of just like, this is neat. I'm gonna use it. You know.
Yeah.
It was just Halloween. Maybe that's Papa's thing. Is on Halloween he hands out tomatoes.
Can you imagine?
Instead of candy.
Can you imagine? That would be such a mess in most kids' trick-or-treat bags.
It's like
by the end of the night.
it's like those houses that hand out raisins or
it's much.
carrots.
Those are at least like those at least aren't going to get smashed in your bag while you're like a 6-year-old trick-or-treating and then get tomato all over your candy wrappers, and then like it's really a nightmare for the parents.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Personally, if I went to a house that gave away fresh fruits and vegetables,
you would.
I would bring a separate basket just to do it. Yeah.
Wait, you would do that? You would be if you had a house and kids came, you would give fruits and vegetables?
No.
You would give candy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I
Ow.
I had neighbors who had a bunch of who had like, I want to say like 6 or 7 different fruit trees in their yard.
Okay.
And they would always give like a bunch of fruits all the time. Unfortunately, they were very old, and so it's kind of sad. When one of them passed away, the other one had to move to a care home. And the people who moved into that house, I was very scared were going to do like massive renovations or demos or whatever. But they've kept all the fruit trees, and they are very nice. And so,
that's cool.
Yeah. And they're like really mature fruit trees, like they're fig trees and stuff.
Yeah, that is one.
Yeah.
That's super. Coming from the East Coast, so in my backyard growing up, we had 2 apple trees, a pear tree, and a plum tree, and that was kind of cool. But the types of fruit trees you can have in just like your yard in California is so cool.
Well, it's like because the weather, it doesn't affect anything.
Like citrus, you can have citrus. You can have fig, pomegranate. People have pomegranate.
Yeah. They have plum, persimmon, and fig just in their front yard, and then they have a bunch of citrus trees in their backyard.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Sometimes I go to the adjacent neighborhood to where I live at night and yank them off the trees.
You don't ask?
Nah, I just steal a bunch. I walk around. I hum the little Hall of the Mountain King song.
Oh.
And I just pluck them.
Do you ever like take tomatoes and stuff? Or?
No, just citrus.
Oh.
And just the ones that are like hanging off like over and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Maybe I should have said that on stream. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, we do some more super chats.
Yes. Thank you, Liberty Fires. Tea Time with Toby and Meg.
Oh, yeah. Meg and Tea Time with Toby, both in chat. I do owe Meg some thanks. I helped her with some of her Soul Blight zombies, but she did help me a little bit with, actually a lot bit with these dad bods. So I'm super appreciative of that.
That's so funny. I like that. I like that name for them. It's
dad
really
bods.
Great. That's great.
It was funny because people started talking about it at SoCal, how they're excited for the ogres to come out, and they were asking us, "Are you guys gonna have dad bods on stream?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
We already do.
Yeah, we kind of already do. But more so, like, just it was funny to hear multiple people start using that
phrase exactly.
That phrase all at once,
and asking like very specifically, "Are you going to have these bodies on stream?" I guess So I guess if you didn't know what they were talking about, it's like they're looking for representation.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right.
But so the answer is yes. Then
the answer is yes. Here they are. We're working on them.
More ways than one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wade Money, Zach, and Kat. My wife and I are building, and when the house is done, I have an entire basement to put a hobby room in. 4 areas: paint, print, game, chill. Give me a few must-haves for each area, leaving out the obvious.
I'm not sure. Ooh, I don't know. We'll try not to do too many obvious ones, but some obvious aren't obvious, right? Right. This is amazing. This is like one of the most exciting things I've ever gotten to answer as a super chat.
Okay.
What do you think? Right? It's pretty amazing. Like.
It's hard to know like what you think is the obvious, because like to me, I don't think a lot of people think about like good storage.
Okay, let's start. Okay, which one of these 4 areas do you want to start in?
Okay, let's just do one at a time. So paint.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. All right. Hold on. You threw a curveball into this, which is good storage. It's 100% correct. But storage, I think, kind of needs to be spread intermittently throughout all of these areas.
Oh, for sure.
Almost, right? Like yeah. Like you need storage in all these areas, good storage. What do you like for storage in these different areas?
For paint storage, it's like for me, I like to have, and it's not evident at all with the way that I've been very messily cleaning up after streams, is I like to have all my paints like visible. And so either these like
the wall thing,
rack things here.
It also is nice to put them on the wall, frees up space elsewhere, right?
Or like clear storage bins that you can like see exactly what you have.
Now, can I add something to this? If you go wall route, which I think is the way I would go.
Okay.
I personally would almost not buy these type that we have.
Yeah, I would get the nail polish holders, right?
Or I was gonna say even almost just like spice racks.
Oh, okay.
Like because you never know what brand of paint you're gonna like, right?
Right.
And so you don't know, like.
You don't want ones that very specifically only fit
Reaper or drop this right? Yeah. Because even the 8K bottle is not the same as those.
But they'll fit.
It'll fit, but it's a little rattly. You know what I mean? I don't think Citadel fits in there.
No.
If you want to put a primer, if you want to put like one of the primer bottles we have up there, you can't. So I personally would just put like a thin spice rack style.
Okay. So
all over your walls.
So they make these things that they're just like clear acrylic, like nail polish holder.
Yes, I've seen
racks, and those will fit these sizes and stuff.
They fit
like that.
Yeah. I think as long as it fits all the different brands, don't lock yourself out of a brand. And I know it's like, oh well, Citadel's the only one I have to worry about. They're the weird ones. That's not true. There's this stuff that you want to be able to like make a little pile of somewhere, right? The artist acrylics.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things. If you want all of your paints up on a wall, you have to be prepared for like paints that come in different size bottles and packaging and stuff. So I would shy away from the drop straight in. Unless like Kat's saying you know one that can.
Oh, like obvious. Oh, okay, so way to saying obvious isn't like desk. Yeah, a big thing is I would honestly plan your layout around storage and like good storage. Good
or
storage
lighting. Yes, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Lighting and outlets are first. Like
interesting, because I'm always like I don't care. I'll just like plug in a like surge protector and then like.
I guess that's fair.
Get that around.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can just get around that.
Yeah.
Yes, sink. He said sink. Oh, he already has a sink. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sink is pretty cool if you can swing it.
Yeah.
So one thing I would say, I think Kat is honestly onto it. Like in your actual paint area, your kind of primary hobby area. I realize your 3D printing area is also sort of like this. I would say it's really storage is the big one.
Storage and ventilation, especially with your printing area, because resin fumes or whatever. What if you're going to do a resin printer, or even like the filament stuff? Like, I probably don't want to smell that. Ventilation is a big thing. Now, if you're like, oh, I don't have a window nearby or whatever, they do have like spray hoods and like charcoal filter like fans that you can set up and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a big one. So get a desk that's big enough to have that, and then you're good to go. But ventilation and storage are like my like big things.
Yeah, those are.
And make it nice looking storage. Like if you're gonna see it every single day, like put some doors on it. Make it so that you can like hide it and like put it away. Because a big thing for me is like clutter.
Yeah.
I always feel like I need to like pick it up before I do anything.
Yeah, it can be a little like if you're like over cluttered, you can feel it feels a little overwhelming, right?
Right.
So okay, I'm with Kat on that for the painting area. I would say other things for the painting hobby kind of area in general. Everything else is kind of obvious. Yeah, I think she got it. Okay.
So what about
gaming area? Yeah. I was gonna say one thing about the hobby area.
Mm-hmm.
I think another thing that's, I don't know if this is the only place in your house you will hobby, but I'm really into just as much stuff that can be modular as possible. Adrian and I have to deal with this all the time because we're moving from our hobby home to our hobby studio. Off to the side right here, you guys see me rooting around. I have basically like all of my browns and all the colors that are in this Ogre army in a box here. It's not ideal, but I've used up all my other ones. So like
in just a cardboard box.
Yeah, so just like as much kind of modularity you can have. I agree with Kat's points about storage for paints. But I would also make a space for like project trays, project boxes.
Yeah. Also a big thing too, if storage is going to be your big thing, is get down an organization like scheme or whatever and stick to it for as long as you possibly can, because you're going to start to like looking over there at all my paints and stuff. Like I'm kind of upset with myself that. But
you do have to reset. That's just, it happens. You have to accept that you're going to have to reset, clean, basically, kind of reorganize things. It just happens, right? It'd be nice if it didn't, but.
It'd be nice if I stuck with it for a little while. But there are times where I'm like, man, I'm really tired and I'm starving and I want to go home. So
exactly.
I'll just throw all my paints in a bin and be done with it. So
yeah.
So gaming.
Oh wait, I want to say one more thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if your paint area is big enough, we have a table here that can theoretically be approached from all sides.
Right.
I would do that. I'm not even sure. Like, I love the idea of a desk up against the wall. Yeah. Yeah. This lets you, when you work on terrain, if you're working on pink film, you can like clear it off, reset it, put all your stuff in a project bin, put it off the side, start your new terrain project, and then you can access it. Or better yet, you can have a buddy over. You can sit across from each other. Like, I would honestly really always want something that can be approached from all angles if I had my choice. And we've done stuff like that here at the studio. We have like a lot of lights up permanently, or not permanently. We have like non-fixed lights in front of us.
Yeah, but then we have fixed lights.
We have fixed lights, but they're above, right? But we've had hobby days here at the studio, or if people, They've played Magic on here. Like you can play board games on this table. You can just move stuff.
It's versatile.
It's versatile, and unlike the other one, which you guys never see, it's by the camera, is pushed up against the wall. We don't use it for much.
It's a little hard to access. We've thought about putting storage on top of it, but it's like it cuts into the table space.
And it's also that storage would be hard to get to, right? Because these tables are big.
Yeah.
So
anyway, ventilation, storage.
I'd say a table that can be accessed. For me, I would want all 4 if you could do, but that would also take up a lot of room, so I get it. Yeah.
Oh, as far as like gaming stuff now.
Gaming stuff, okay.
It's kind of obvious that you're gonna want a table, but my thing is have a table that can go up, like can be raised or lowered, depending on what you're playing.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I think that one's a big one, because a lot of times, like if you're just playing a board game or whatever, and you just kind of want to chill and sit, then that's fine. But when you're playing a like war game and you want to be able to like stand up and get that like angle on everything and move around and stuff, sometimes having it like raised a little bit, almost to like sort of like a bar height. It just feels better when you're standing. That way you don't have to like lean over like as far. So
yeah, I agree with this, and totally agree with that. I would say I'm not like really a man cave person. Like I've never wanted a man cave. Blah blah blah. Like cool, but I would say
I guess it's just a dedicated space to your hobbies.
Right. So what I was going to say is a very man cave thing. That's what I'm not ripping on Wade. I'm saying that's awesome. I'm saying the thing I'm about to suggest is very man cavey but very useful, which is like a fridge. I would put like a little like a fridge thing down there. Yeah. It's just going to be convenient. It also depends on how big your house is. If the kitchen and the real fridge is like the next room over, then maybe it's not a big thing.
Yeah, but sometimes, so I, like, as a kid growing up, like, I always wished that my house was the house that had the fridge in the garage, so I didn't have to, like, go all the way inside to, like, get a drink, because then it's, like, once I'm inside, well, my parents tell me to, like, stay inside.
Or do something, like, clean.
Or, like, oh, you've been playing for too long.
Did you do your homework?
Yeah, so I always thought that was really cool, so, like, that's what I'm thinking of when it's, like, oh, have, like, a fridge or snacks or whatever. It's, like... be that house that has a fridge in the garage. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be something I would do if it was closer. If it was made sense to do. I'd put more storage in your gaming space.
Storage.
I hate to say this, but that's really mostly the thing. It's like really it's the storage. Like any place you can, like if you can store a train table underneath your game table, go for it. Stools. We have really nice stools here. Swivel stools are cool. If I had my own play place, even though I like to stand when I play, I do kind of have my own play spot, but it's not big enough. If I had one big enough, I would get stools, just like the ones Kat and I are on right now, and I'd use them all the time. Good light. Oh, here's the other one. Honestly, they're not. I can't offer a lot of really cool things. It's mostly like good storage. Here's the other one. Good lighting. I put overhead lighting above your game table if I could, like good overhead lighting, not just like a single. Like if you had the scratch for it, I would totally do we have like a rig for this table. Yeah. I would almost do a rig on both your hobby table and your gaming table, frankly.
Nicer looking. I'd probably paint it and not leave it I'd just make it look cool. Like if it was gonna go at my house, I wouldn't mind it, but like I wouldn't leave it bare metal. But ventilation, a fridge. Storage. There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. But send us pics. That sounds really cool.
Okay, now wait, there are 2 other printing. Okay, so printing. I don't know a lot about...
Mine was ventilation for printing.
Printing, you need ventilation. I don't know a lot about 3D printing, but I know a little. And I do know that you need, you need the obvious things. But one thing I know from working a lot on 3D printing stuff, not a lot, but a little bit with Brett, is that there are like all these little extra things that happen after the print. And so, like, you just need more workspaces. Honestly, I'd be interested in like carts, so that I could like put like rolling carts that are kind of small. IKEA has some. We have a bunch in the studio. The IKEA ones, the ones we have around the studio, aren't that small.
3-tier.
Yeah, because if you can put something out from a printer, kind of let it cure on the cart, and then roll that into your hobby area later on.
Interesting. Yeah, ventilation is my big thing for that, because I know, like, if you have a resin printer, you really don't want to be breathing that in. But yeah, and a sink, I think, would be my other thing. And then storage. Storage is a big one.
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned, but storage. We really think you need good storage.
Storage.
The last place he said is chill. This is the most fun one. Yeah, because you're gonna have your buddies over, and you're gonna have one game table.
That'd be the fridge.
Right? Oh, the fridge could be in that area. Yeah. But also, comfortable furniture. Don't get stupid comfortable furniture. Like, don't get a beanbag chair. Nobody really.
Like those like love sacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beyond 24, nobody really wants to be getting in and out of a beanbag chair.
I want a beanbag.
Yeah. Well, you're 30 now, so you're gonna.
Yeah. Maybe my body doesn't want a beanbag. I don't know.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I'm 40. I can get in and out of a beanbag chair, but I feel like a chump doing it. I'm like.
Oh, interesting.
Like it's just.
Yeah. Blankets would be my thing.
Blankets is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blankets
Coasters.
is good. Coasters, maybe.
Coasters are a big thing.
I'm not a coaster person.
I'm a coaster person. I mainly just say, like, leave no trace of anything of me behind, except for, like, I can't help that, like, my hair gets everywhere. But, like, I could help it, but, like, I don't want to. I don't want to. Coasters are a big thing, but blankets in a refrigerator, I think, for the chill place would be great.
Yeah. Cool. I'd make that area cool. Mm-hmm. Make it comfortable, cool.
Art. Yeah, art would be
little. Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing that, because I did see that you mentioned that you were going to build a table and stuff with, like, sort of like semi-permanent or permanent terrain things. Mm-hmm. Is one thing that we've done at the store is, when we're building, like, super scenic tables that aren't, like, just here's this on a mat, but it's like, here's, like, sculpted pink foam hills and, it, like, inlaid things, or, like, let's pour 10 bottles of resin to make this, like, sort of half-drowned swamp area thing.
Right.
We will build that into a frame of whatever size you want to build it into, and put these, like, super heavy duty, like, eyelet anchors on them, and then we're able to then hang them up on the wall, as long as the hooks are in studs, and then there's your art, there's your usable art. So that's a great one. You just really want to make sure that whatever wood you're using, whatever anchors and hooks you're using, can hold however heavy that thing is. The heaviest one that we did was the swamp one.
Oh, right.
That was like a bunch of resin. But even then, it was like maybe like, it was like less than an inch of resin. So
yeah, you probably already know this, Wade, but there are a billion tutorials online about how to build cool game tables. And they all are probably mostly legit, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the type of person that would go through and build a game table and then make a blog would have a lot of weird, bad advice.
Yeah. So that's your art, honestly.
In fact, that's how you should tell if you should do something or not.
Oh.
You should be like, hey, you can trust Kat too, because she's from a game store and we're from a studio, a hobby studio. But you should say, hey, when someone's giving you advice on your game table, you're like, did you do one and put it on a blog? And like, no, man, I just put together. That's the person you shouldn't listen to. You should only listen to the person who did it for a blog. Because people will come for that person if he gave bad advice.
Well, see, I think I would just ask if they had a microwave or not, and if they said yes, then like I wouldn't take advice from them.
Yeah, I'd be cool. Yeah, your brain is rotting away. Great. Glad you eat radiation all the time.
Fair.
That wasn't tea time. That was Wade. Did we give Wade a good answer? I think we gave Wade a good answer.
I think we gave Wade a lot. I'm also seeing a lot of people in chat suggest a bunch of stuff as well too. So.
I'm not sure any of other than storage. I'm not sure, and fridge and ventilation
and blankets,
which are all your advice, really. I'm not sure we gave them.
Well, the fridge was yours.
Oh, that's true. I'm not sure we gave good quality answer, but I will say we gave a good quantity answer. Okay. Lots of things for Wade to think about. Wade, that sounds amazing. In the Discord, There is a hobby space Discord. We don't channel. That's correct. We don't often draw from there for fan stuff.
Yeah.
But we do. I know I do. Kat often does fan stuff, but I do check it maybe once every 2 months or so. And a way to get me to check it faster is just to ping one of us. Kat
right, like tag one of us in it,
us.
then we'll look at it.
Because that sounds like something we want to feature.
That sounds super awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael Cody. So, quote, tomatoes are great microwaves. Made the cut.
Tomatoes are better than microwaves. You do need, again, a stovetop and a pan. Right. I like non-stick pans that do not have weird chemicals in them.
Teflon.
Mine is no Teflon.
Right.
No Teflon. Yeah, mine is
ceramic.
I forget what it's called. What's the one we have, Megan? I forget.
Ooh, or are they the Gordon Ramsay?
No, I don't have the Gordon Ramsay ones. Mine are, oh my God. Oh, good, happy pan, good pan, our our place, our kitchen. I'm almost done. Sorry, yeah. I'm spraying Citadel wash, so it gets a little, look, I mean, this is another reason I don't need microwaves, right? I don't need to exasperate the process of horrible things being consumed
right
accidentally by my body.
Right. So what are you doing?
Oh, so what I'm doing right now is I did all the belly plates. I did them lead belcher, and then I did a little rune fang from the top down on them, and then I did non oil, and then I did some in this gold color. I really want to do the bronze, but I think I left it at home. That's maybe okay because there's already a lot of bronze. I kind of like that this is here.
Well, I do have some bronze here.
No, this is okay. This one's good. And then in both cases, I did like a darker color, then a lighter metallic, like right on, little Zenithal here. And then I washed the silver with non-oil, and I washed the bronze with Agrax Earthshade. Now, if you want it, in a sec we can get a zoom in on this, and I will say that the next thing I'm going to do here is I need to go in with a little bit of details. Now you could be done here. I'll show you guys. Sorry, let me just do a little clean here real quick on the Sotar. I don't like to let anything sit in it because it's a Sotar. Okay, gonna go there. Cleaner, that can sit in it. Okay, so there's that. I'll show you guys how I do these. So here they are. This is the, can we do this? Yeah, okay. So there are the, okay, there are the, is that focused?
It's focusing on these guys right here. If you want to cover those, there you go. There you go.
Cool. Okay, so that is the silver one. I think like you could be done here if you were in a rush. I'm in a rush, but I'm still going to do a little bit more on some of them. And then here's the bronze ones, by the way. That's still drying, you can see. Let me grab one that's a little more dry. Okay, here we go. These ones are dry. But I want some different metals to be mixed together. So I'm going to go through and then do an interchange here. Do some of this on this, some of the bronze that I have all over these guys. And then the belly plate is going to go on the ogres. We're getting close. So yeah, belly plate hand painting time. I also do have bases to do, but they are, oh yeah, I do. I have one more airbrushing step to do. I'm going to do that. What are you working on? How are you doing?
Yeah, I am just finishing up the big rock stuff. So I painted it, what color did I paint it? Where did it go? I did not paint it black. Oh, I painted it.
It was like a bluish.
Strong dark blue.
Great name.
Which is this like navy color down here. I painted it all of that. And then I went in with intermediate blue and
strong dark blue for when dark blue just won't cut it.
Yeah, I need it very swole and strong.
Very strong.
Yeah. And then I just dry brushed it. So I think I'm happy with that. I might go in with probably like a vampiric flesh, some sort of like warm color. and dry brush like just the little tips of it a little bit here. But very like sporadically. I don't want to cover the whole entire thing with it. But yeah, and then the dome and the top are dry, so I'll get into weathering that.
Yeah, it's looking good. Excited to use it on stream. Okay, I do have a little bit of wood to paint as well. Let me do this next though.
All right. So while you get to that, we're going to say thank you, Tea Time with Toby.
Oh, hey, Tea Time with Toby again.
Hey, gang. Just curious, with my almost Iron Man style color scheme, red and brass Votan, would Frost Heart Blue work for the coat on the high call? Heart Papa.
The coat, his like jacket.
Frost Heart is a contrast paint, right?
I don't know.
I will look this up.
I know what a Frost Heart Phoenix is. I'm not sure what the color is.
Let's look this up while we look at what you're doing.
Oh yeah, what about you? I'm kind of immediately leaning though towards no. I'm like really, oh man, I don't know. I'm really skeptical of bronze, red, and blue together. I think blue maybe just as visors, but the whole coat, what else could work? Oh, you know what? I do purple, personally, but I also think it could work. Let's see what kind of blue it is.
Okay. It is a contrast paint.
Okay.
It's kind of like a dark teal.
Well, here would be my question. So what color should he paint underneath of that and then put the contrast over top of?
Oh, I was just going to say like a...
Like white?
Like a slap chop, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just like
Zenithal,
white, just like
yeah.
build it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do you think? I don't know. I honestly want to say it's
red and brass with teal. Yeah, to me...
Well, the teal is better than a blue, I think, but...
To me, it's not really going to be Iron Man. Like, if you want it to be Iron Man, I would probably pick...
Wait, Tea Time with Toby, do you want it to be Iron Man? Or you're just saying it happens to so far be Iron Man colors? Or if you're open to anything, I would do purple. I love red, gold, and purple.
Okay, so Iron Man does sort of have like a tealness to him, but it's very light.
Really?
Well, like his glows and stuff like that are very light.
Okay. Then yeah.
But honestly, I would probably choose like a silver.
For his cape?
Or do like a light metallic silver and then put Frostheart on top of that, fade it in from the bottom. I think that would be really cool.
So kind of included into your Zenithal or your dry brush build up.
Yeah, or I would maybe put Frostheart in the recesses, because Iron Man's like glow stuff is supposed to be like a.
Can we go down and see if he's confirmed that he wants it to look like Iron Man, or it just currently happens to look like Iron Man?
It looks Iron Man-ish.
Is that the goal? Are you trying to tech more further into Iron Man, the Iron Man look?
Yeah. Yeah. If you want it to look Iron Man-ish, I would honestly wash it with like that light blue color, because I know that Votan have like some really cool modeling that like is great for recess washing. So that sounds cool to me, and or like paint their visors. Oh no, this is for like a specific person, right? So he's not gonna have a helmet.
No, the call kind of has a helmet, I think, right? One of them does. I forget. One of the guys has one of the guys has like a bronze kind of helmet often that people do.
Okay, he says that they weren't trying to be Iron Man, but now that they see it, they're going to lean into it.
Oh, then yeah, I think the teal is the move.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Blue. I feel like would be a little. I'm always kind of nervous about like red, blue, and yellow together and stuff. It makes it feel like a 4-year-old's. Yeah, 4-year-old boys.
I probably wouldn't do too much blue, so I probably wouldn't paint the whole thing, but like getting some like blue and silver on it in like small little bits, maybe painting the coat gold, or red, and then like the inside of the coat blue. I think that would be really cool. Ooh, or like silver in the inside, blue, something like that. But yeah, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. Good luck, Tea Time with Toby. Thank you for super chatting.
Yeah.
Thank you for your support. It's always very nice. Nice to hear from you.
All right, so you're working on bases.
I am working on bases. Right now, I'm at this yucky part where...
oh, let's look at that yucky part.
Yeah. I am... so I did... The way I do my bases, again, this is actually in the document I linked to. But the way I do my bases for destruction armies, doing this for all of the destruction armies I've painted for the studio so far, or been a part of painting. So that's all of my Beastclaw Raiders, the Ogre Gargants. This is how I base Kragnos, the End of Empires. Is I do AK's rough texture, let it dry, prime black, then paint the whole thing Mechanicus Standard Gray. The rims are going to be Mechanicus Standard Gray. That's what I'm into. I love me some colored rims. And for destruction, I honestly, I will say my aesthetic for the destruction armies at the studio is I try to do very drab. I'm going very drab. You can see that in these dudes, right? They're pretty drab. But what these guys don't have on them yet is in kind of like, then I always try to get like a little point of non-drab. And for the ogres, it's going to be some of the blood on their face. And then for these meat fist ogres, I'll probably do like a blood tattoo on their back, or like a mark on some of their backs that's like also blood colored. Because these guys are meat fist Mawtribe. For my Beastclaw Raiders, you guys have seen before. I've done like a teal, like a turquoise mark somewhere on them. But I love the idea of destruction armies being drab and then having like war paint that's like bright. Anyway, back to this. I do Mechanicus Standard Gray. Then once it's dry, I do non-oil like this. You can see that's what I'm doing right now. I've done this by airbrush and not by airbrush. Either way is fine. Airbrush is a little faster. Actually, though, maybe messier, but a little faster. I know that seems...
But you also don't get the same exact effect either.
I think I do because of the way because of how I have
you just kind of soak it.
Exactly. I have the PSI up a little bit more than I normally do on this hose, and I get kind of close and I just soak it in there. Yeah. But you're right. People worry about that a lot. But if you get in there and just like put more than you really should be, you can see I'm doing heavy bursts too. I'm not doing like, by contrast. So this is what Kat's talking about, right? I did that. Here, there's two left. I'll show you. You zoom in. If I'm real careful, oh no, look what happened to this one. What a bummer. That's okay. We're also going to put snow on these, so I'm not too worried about that. If I do it real gently, I'm really mostly going to be just tinting it, right?
Yeah.
But instead, I go plop, 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 and put a bunch down like that, and then it's pretty much the same effect as slathering it with a brush. Plop, 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 plop. There we go. Yep. So yes, you're right, and actually that is good to know. I think what you just pointed out, Kat, is actually good to know for all kinds of stuff with an airbrush. You actually can't. People are like, well, it atomizes the water out of it, and the paint just like it goes on to and that's what an airbrush is supposed to do.
Right.
But if you get your PSI up high and you get close and you like
just crank it
out, then you can still get washes to fall into terrain. It's especially a good technique for terrain, I think.
Right.
And bases.
All right, we got another super chat here. Thank you, Cody. Now's your chance, Zach. Last time you wondered if you could add to Papa's story, did you happen to ask him who his favorite fictional character is before he left?
Did I ask that? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Did you?
Who Papa's favorite fictional character is?
Yeah.
Add to Papa's story. Did you happen to ask him who his favorite fictional character is before he left? No, I didn't. I kind of am curious who that might be. Do you have any ideas, Kat?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. You know Papa, right? So the answer is no, then. You did not ask.
I don't think I asked him that.
Okay.
The way it's being asked as a super chat makes me think like I did ask. Or said I was going to ask, and then didn't. Who would Papa like? Do you think Papa like somebody modern or somebody old-timey? Like Pecos Bill? You know who Pecos Bill is?
No.
How do you not? You're from California. Isn't it like you guys learn all those weird like Western American folk stories? Pecos Bill, isn't he the guy like wrestles tornadoes or something?
What?
It's like Paul Bunyan. It's like one of those. You know who Paul Bunyan is, right?
Yeah.
Pecos Bill is like one of them, right?
You're asking me.
You're
said
from
multiple
California.
times. I don't know what that
You're
is.
from California. You guys like do the weirdest like history classes in elementary school, and you
interesting. Did you attend elementary school here?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I taught
right
some in elementary and middle schools in California, and I feel like that was the thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But do you think you would look at a newer character or like an old timey one?
I think Papa.
Based on your limited exposure to watching him on the stream,
I think Papa is
interested
in whatever's interesting to Papa.
Yeah, that sounds like that's probably a fair answer.
I don't know if Papa would really have a preference of whether or not, I don't think the age of a character would like make a difference to Papa.
Okay. Favorite fictional character? Maybe Beetle Bailey from the comic strip. I feel like Papa might enjoy the Beetle Bailey comic strip.
Okay.
You know, the one with the little army guys?
No.
And the comic strip, it's like real old-timey?
No.
I'm sticking with old-timey, and that he loves Beetle Bailey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll make sure to ask Papa when he comes back.
Well, make sure to ask Papa if he likes Beetle Bailey comic strip. Or just in general what he likes.
Okay, yeah.
I know. Tea
We'll
time with
ask,
Toby. That was a
ask,
really
yes.
political answer, right? I was thinking the same thing. I think Papa likes whatever Papa likes.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna speak for Papa.
Well, you're being asked to speak for Papa.
You're being asked to speak
I guess.
for Papa.
Oh, that's true. You're not. You didn't meet him. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting, everyone, that Kat doesn't actually know Papa.
No.
It's so weird. My brain wants to think differently, and it's just not. It's not correct. So my apologies.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't want to like have anyone be confused here. Like Papa and I are very different.
Yeah,
people
that's true.
Entirely. So,
Yeah.
You know.
Like
I'm sure Papa would very much appreciate all the love, and we'll let him know. You know, he's safe. You know, back in his retirement home.
Do you guys remember? I'm almost embarrassed to say what I'm about to say. Do you guys remember, like years ago? And again, like it's okay to like American country music from the 90s and 2000s. I largely don't.
Yeah.
I largely don't,
Okay.
but it's okay. I'm not gonna be one of those people that makes fun of country music all the time. Lots of people like it. But you guys remember when, like Garth Brooks like had an alter ego so that he could do like Creed style rock and roll, and he was like, I can't just be Garth Brooks. Like I can't. You know, Taylor Swift was like someone who did that, right? She was like not the first, but she was like started out actually as country. A lot of people forget that, and then she's like, hey, I'm just gonna actually do like mainstream stuff, right?
Pop,
Pop, right, with a little bit of a flair, and then she would do like, oh, it's gonna be a little alternative angle on this album, whatever, right? But do you guys remember like Garth Brooks did like this thing where he like tried to trick us into believing he was a different person, so that he could do like. Again, it was like Creed, like Metallica. Not Metallica. It wasn't that intense, but it was like, it was so weird. Anyway, that's not what Kat and Papa are doing.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Point I'm trying to make.
That's not what we're doing, right? Anyone remember that? Okay.
What was his name? Does
That's
anybody remember? Chris Gaines. That's right, the Claven. Yeah, but yeah, this is not a Garth Brooks, Chris Gaines situation.
Right.
This is your classic two different people situation instead.
Two completely different people.
Two different people.
Yes.
Not the that doesn't make me that old, Seachers. You like I'm 40 and like everybody remembers that. That was the thing. I was in high school and they're like, all right, I might even been in college when that happened. And it was like, it's not, you're not fooling anybody, Garth.
Right. And like, That must be pretty embarrassing for Garth. But like, I don't understand.
Oh, I don't think Garth Brooks is embarrassed by anything.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Like, yeah, exactly, Ty. Like, what would even make you think of that? Like,
why would I go? Why?
I guess you're just very into music, you know.
Yeah. What would make me think of? What would make him even think of that? Like what? The Garth Brooks Chris
Gaines.
Because it was like ridiculous, right? It was like
okay, so we're just talking about like the ridiculousness of the situation,
right?
Not that it has anything to do with anything.
Exactly, like Sacha Baron Cohen, it's he's not trying to hide the fact that he's like Borat or Ali G, right? Or Bruno. Like he never tried to hide that. He had a show centered around the different characters he did. But Garth Brooks was like, hey, I'm gonna actually just see like, can I get away with this for a minute? And he got away with it for like 0 minutes. Like as soon as he tried to do it, it was like, yeah, hey, that's just Garth Brooks trying to do rock and roll. Weird that you have changed your name.
Did Garth Brooks like wear a wig or anything like that?
He did, right? Folks, help me out. Somebody with the Chris Gaines thing. He looked a little different. He did a couple things to like have a different. He like tried to look less like, because the country is very clean cut actually right now, right? I don't know. We're in an era, and really have been. In the 90s, it was like hyper commercialized. It's gotten a little less commercialized, but it's still like mostly very clean cut right now, American country music. And meanwhile, like, he was trying to like emulate like Pearl Jam. He was trying to like look like he was part of that scene.
Okay.
Right. So he did things a little bit differently. There might have been a wig involved. I don't think there was a hat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. This was a thing.
Right. Well, you know, maybe he just felt like he had kind of like sung himself into a corner and was like, I need a completely different, you know, name and style and whatever. Is it very similar to sort of like, because I know that
it's not an unrelated analogy.
I mean, it kind of is though. Like, you know, I feel like we're not really on topic for like anything really. Like
we're talking about Garth Brooks and Chris Gaines. I don't listen to country, Megan, but I remember when Garth Brooks did the Chris Gaines thing.
Right. Right. Well, okay. I guess what everyone is like confused about is like, what made you bring that up?
I was saying that this wasn't like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Right.
You and Papa are solidly two different people.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's not similar to when Garth Brooks was Chris Gaines.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. The same person, just dressed.
Well, it's like you ever see those like articles of like two different celebrities who like look exactly the same? Oh,
just Jessica Chastain and Bryce Dallas Howard, or there's not been a lot of evidence that they're actually two different people.
Oh, okay.
Right? I think they're pretty much the same person. I can't really tell the difference between Jessica Chastain and Bryce.
Well, there was a girl that was on
and even Amy Adams only somewhat pulled away from also being confusable.
Well, there was also what was it? Like the girl who was on Vampire Diaries versus the girl who was on like Nickelodeon. Like apparently they look exactly the same. They're two different people though.
Those all sound like things I am too old for.
You would know, like very, very well. I would think.
Nickelodeon, right? Yeah. I know, but like Nickelodeon is a channel. It's all kinds of different times, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. When I say Nickelodeon is all kinds of different times, what I meant is it's been around for a while. This is an example. Of when I was saying earlier, I don't really listen to cats sometimes. I actually wasn't really thinking about what I was saying. I was thinking
You weren't listening to yourself.
I wasn't listening to myself. I was painting
right
here, and I totally forgot to actually make a correct sentence. Instead of it's been around for a while, I said it's all kinds of different times.
It's different times, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens throughout the day, but also like throughout the years.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like Nickelodeon happens at different times, and has happened at different times for a while, and those times when it started were different than now.
Yep.
I think it's yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Yeah, I don't know though actually who you're talking about, but it does sound interesting.
Yeah. No. So I guess really what this stems from is like really us just trying to like hammer home the fact that Papa and myself are two different people. So.
Yeah. One day we'll have both in the same place at the same time. You'll do a stream with Papa, and we'll...
I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really fun. I think I'd learn a lot from Papa. Yeah.
Yeah. Viewers at Tabletop Titans might know that we can absolutely make that happen. We have that technology to make you and Papa in the room at the same time, and we will definitely have a stream where we do that.
Well, yeah, I don't really think technology.
It's not. Like... It's just we'll get you and Papa here.
Yeah.
And we'll shoot the video. Yeah. Nothing to do with technology.
Right.
Chris Gaines, definitely not Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I just need to let stuff dry.
Yeah, I see what you did there, and it's very interesting. I want you to show chat because I have to tell you, it's looking really cool on your globe. But while you were doing it and we were talking, it looked like crap. And I was like, wow, I think Kat is painting herself into a little bit of a hole. Can't wait to see her.
You gotta trust the process.
Can't wait to see her get out of that one.
You gotta trust the process.
She's doing just like a really milky patina. And that like it looked when it looked more milky. I glanced over while blabbering my nonsense, and I was like, "Wow, that looks like crap." I have no idea what she could possibly be doing right now.
Yeah.
Jokes on me though.
You gotta trust the process. Plus, I'll probably put more on as well too. Plus, then I'll also go back and dry brush with a little bit of bronze just to bring.
There's
it back
lots
out.
of ways to actually do the patina, right?
Yeah, so I do have like an oil wash at one of the stores, like the patina actual paint, oil paint, whatever, and then you just add like mineral spirits to it. I have it. I saw it and I was like, I need to grab that, and then I didn't.
But when I say there's lots of ways to do it, I really mean like with a toolkit or with like a handful of paints around, you can probably do it. It'll just be different maybe because there's a couple different ways to do it, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, and what I mean by that is they're going to give different looks.
Yeah. So I've done it the way that I'm doing it right now, which is just like super watered down acrylic paint. One of the other ways that I've done it is take rubbing alcohol and mix it with paint, because you actually get these like chunky bits as well too, which is kind of fun. And then they end up drying and looking like flaky like patina stuff, which is cool. But
do you like chunky peanut butter or smooth peanut butter better?
I think it's like it depends on what mood I'm in.
Same. I like both.
Yeah.
They both have their merits. Okay.
Yeah. If I feel like I want something that like is like pseudo more filling, then I want chunky.
You want the crunch?
I want
You want that crunch because you feel like you're eating a handful of nuts while you're at it, right?
Or like it's just like somehow more satisfying, like as like a meal in a way. Because like really the only time I'm eating peanut butter is in like a PB&J. Yeah. Now when I say J, what do you think of? Like what kind of jelly or jam or preserves do you use?
Well, I know you're trying to get me to say the one that's the traditional, which is grape jelly.
No, I'm just really curious.
Oh, I actually normally use strawberry jelly when I make a PB.
Jelly though.
Or it's like jam. It's like the one that comes in it's the fancy French one that comes in literally the red and white gingham pattern lid top. It's like the lady's name and it's in a glass jar.
Oh, okay.
That's the brand I get.
Okay.
I don't get like Welch's squeezable.
Yeah. Yeah, because I am a big fan of preserves.
Maybe they are. I don't know what they are. They're in our fridge right now, Meg. No, Meg, we haven't opened it yet. They're actually in the pantry. In the pantry is what I will use to have a PBJ, which actually sounds amazing. And we have bread at home too.
Yeah, actually.
And peanut butter.
Okay, now what kind of bread do you like?
I like, on my PB&J, I really like the bread to be like, it has to be like bad grocery store American bread. I don't want to go get like a nice loaf of French, like a fresh baked French loaf or anything like that.
Okay, that's fair. I don't like French loaves, but yes.
Or like, I don't want to get bakery bread.
Like
I
an
want
Italian batard. Or,
I don't want to get anything like that. It's got to basically be like grocery store American bread. And what I get is any kind of like thing labeled as like country white. So it's that white bread that's like a little more substantial than like
it's
just the mush than like Wonder Bread, right? Yeah, it's a little harder. It's a little harder. If excuse me, if they do like the whole wheat white bread, if I can find that. Sarah Lee makes a whole wheat white bread.
Okay.
That's pretty good for a PBJ. But basically, I want like a white bread that is a little bit more substantial than just like very soft white bread.
Okay. That's interesting.
What about you? Tell me your ideal PBJ.
Prefer. Well, one, I don't like Wonder Bread. It's too sweet for me. But I prefer in a PB&J either whole wheat or whole grain bread.
Yeah, have you ever heard like the white whole wheat? That's like pretty okay.
No. So there's a brand called like Dave's something.
Oh, Dave's Kill.
Yeah, Dave something. And they make this like power seed.
Oh no.
Thing.
Ooh, God,
I like
I hate all that bread.
Yeah.
It totally screws with my stomach as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I like it because it has like
no
sunflower seeds in it and.
No, Megan likes that stuff. I hate it. Like bread with all kinds of crap in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, not my thing. But also, like I said, it does like screw with my.
Your 40-year-old stomach.
Well, I have I have Crohn's disease, and so it's
okay.
it can like screw that up if it's I don't know if I'm not careful.
Yeah.
Usually it's like totally fine, but that's something that could potentially like make it not fine.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. But I'm with you on like I want something that has like a bite to it that doesn't just mush.
Yeah. Little bit back. Yeah. And actually, peanut butter and jelly, pretty good. Very American thing, but pretty good.
Yeah. Dave's Killer Bread. I like that brand a lot.
All right. How are we doing? How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am.
Let's check on you.
Yeah. Let's see what I'm doing here. I'm going through.
Let's go into. Let's get a Zoom going.
Okay. What I'm doing is taking.
It's blurry.
God. Because of these dudes.
Hide them. There you go.
Yeah, that work? Okay. Yeah. I'm basically now that I've gotten the airbrush and then all of the airbrush and then all of the wash settled on my belly plates here. Mm-hmm. I'm going through with both some bronze and then some silver, and I'm pretty much just going to pick out a couple because these are like wildly put together plates that these guys do, as you can see here. And I'm just kind of going through and making some different color metal, so it's not always one color metal.
Yeah, these are very kit-bashed weapons.
Kit-bashed belly plates. So I want things to be slightly different colors here.
Yeah, I like when you get stuff like this sort of.
Oh, sorry.
When you get stuff like this or like any like orc stuff where it just looks like a mishmash of like things that they've thrown together. I like that a lot because one, it's just cool, like it's a cool sculpt to look at. But two, you can use like a bunch of different metals, and then that means that you can weather them all differently.
Yes. Which
is really fun. You can get patinaed, and you can get like rust in there. You can get like oxidized stuff. And,
yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cool.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, I know you kept telling me before stream
about
my water cup.
Do you want a water cup? I'll fill your water cup, and you're like, I'll get it.
Yeah. No, the ogres are fun for that. Having all the different metal components, and I think on these guys I'm just gonna get. I guess I should do some of this gold that I did again. But I like doing that. And a couple of these I actually just want to do all bronze to match.
Oh, that's interesting. Galilea is saying in Chile we eat bread with manjar, also known as dulce de leche in Argentina, which is basically condensed milk cooked in a pressure cooker. That sounds delicious.
Oh yeah, it's like it's almost like that sounds almost like bread pudding. Is it kind of similar to bread pudding?
Dulce de leche. Dulce de leche is like caramelized.
Right. But cooked with bread, it would make like a bread pudding, I think.
Well, I think they're just saying that they like eat that on top of the bread.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Curious about what that is. Okay.
Okay.
What were you saying?
Well, yeah, because that sounds like a dessert or like a snack or whatever. Like, I don't know if any other countries have like a PB&J thing where it's like very sweet, but people would consider it like almost like a meal. Now, what was I gonna say? Oh, I used to have this thing when I was a kid that, and I've heard it be called like a bunch of like different stuff, but my dad used to make it where it was just like toast with butter, and then he would like sprinkle sugar on top of it, and then it's like, here's your dessert, and that was it. It was like Wonder Bread toast.
It's not cinnamon and sugar? Because that's kind of a thing. Okay.
No. Yeah.
Bread pudding, Graham Kirkpatrick. Thank you, Graham. Yeah, it sounds like bread pudding.
Okay.
But Graham is just literally saying the same thing that I said, which is it sounds like bread. It sounds like bread pudding. He's not positing that it is. He's
right. You're just like happy that you're not the only one who thinks that.
Exactly. Yeah. And I know Graham, so it's good.
But if you didn't, then
it wouldn't matter if I didn't know Graham. I'd still be into the fact that somebody else
sounds like bread pudding. Yeah.
Thought that it sounded like bread pudding. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard people call it like fairy toast or whatever, like sugar toast or whatever. But yeah, my dad used to just make it when we were kids. So.
Interesting. Seedroots, I do not agree with what you just said. But
to be fair, any sandwich on bread made in America is a dessert with how sweet we make our bread. That's not completely
that doesn't have
true.
to. That doesn't have to be true, right?
It's not completely true, but yes, I think a lot of people comment on the fact that like American bread is super sweet. It's stuff like white bread and Wonder Bread and whatever that's like very sweet. But that's not all bread in America.
Like big box brand store. Corporate bread, yeah.
Corporate bread.
Corporate bread.
Yeah.
That it's probably true, yeah.
Okay. Peanut butter jelly aside, what is your favorite bread?
Ciabatta.
Oh, really?
For sure, yeah.
Oh.
Easy.
Okay.
What about you? A ciabatta, 40 years old, just like me, made in 1982. You think it's like super old?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Doesn't feel like...
No.
Why? Come on. You really thought it was like a modern bread made in modern times?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you think that? You're the only one that thinks that. Everybody else is like, oh, no, it's from the Middle Ages, or it's like nobody knows because bread is ancient, right?
Well, because like when you talk about like bread making processes and stuff like that, and like baking and whatever, like baking's been around for a really long time, but it hasn't been a common thing for like households to have very finely milled grains
or to name and make specific types of bread other than just like getting crap together and make, right. I get it. I guess.
So yeah, no, but I think my favorite kind of bread would be like an Italian batard, like a sour Italian batard.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know they make a sweet one. Not a big fan of that one. But a sour Italian batard.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll stand by ciabatta.
Or like a rustic country loaf.
Rustic crunchy.
Crunchy.
How do you feel about this? People outside the Bay Area are gonna be like, "What are you talking about here?" But how do you feel about Dutch crunch?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Now, there's very few like sandwich places that use it though.
Well, Ike's.
Ike's is really the only
Ike's.
one.
There's
I guess
couple
Subway's does, but like I don't.
Subway does Dutch crunch?
I think so.
No,
I don't know. I barely go to Subway. So
I don't think they do.
Please don't quote
Dutch
me on
crunch.
that. But
okay.
yeah.
Dutch crunch is this like Bay Area specific bread.
I go to Subway when there's no other option.
Yeah, a lot of Bay Area sandwich shops have it. And what it is they take rice flour paste and they make the bread. And it's kind of like a white bread. It's good. It's like a well-baked white bread. And then they take rice flour like paste, and then they spread it on top, and then they put it back in the oven, and it makes like
Cracks,
this
yeah.
Excuse me, it makes like this crackly, crunchy kind of top to it. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. Graham, you're in the area. What do you think about Dutch Crunch? Like, we have two big regional breads here, right? Sourdough, which is like all of California, most of the western half of the country.
It's very San Francisco.
It's very San Francisco. Also very good bread, by the way, sourdough.
Yes.
Versus Dutch Crunch. What do you think? For me, I think ciabatta beats both of them, but Dutch Crunch is something I can eat. I don't know. I have Dutch Crunch if Megan like accidentally orders me Dutch Crunch. That's pretty much like when I have Dutch Crunch, or every now and then.
Yeah, I think so. There's this bakery. Oh God, I wish I remember the name of it. But there's this bakery that makes really good like sliced loaves of Dutch Crunch, and like I will just eat that by itself. But otherwise,
I haven't been into it on sandwich, really.
Yeah. Otherwise, well, no, because if I get a sandwich from Ike's, I'll get Dutch Crunch. But it's mostly just because I don't like their wheat bread. So.
Yeah, Ike's is a little weird. I don't know. I don't always know how I feel about Ike's. I know it's like a South Bay person. I'm supposed to love Ike's, but
I love Ike's.
In general, I feel like we've had the like West Coast versus East Coast sandwich conversation before, and I'm just like not always into like the West Coast sandwich style.
Why? Because it's wet.
No, it's like a lot of like. Sarah Esco is also in the Bay Area and is saying Dutch Crunch is S tier. It's good every now and then. I like it, and it's cool.
It depends on the bakery, because honestly, like the biggest thing about it is like, that crust that they form doesn't change the taste of the bread.
No,
really.
no, it's like a topping.
It's just a textural thing. So if the base bread is like boo boo, then I don't like it.
It's almost always every time I've had Dutch Crunch, I feel like the bake is good too. It is a little sweeter. It is like a sweeter bread, but not really, not like sugary, right? Yeah. I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I will get it if it's available, mostly just because like sometimes I don't trust some sandwich shops.
Like their basic bread.
Yeah, I'll never get like just white bread.
Lots of places can do it. The Sandwich Spot is a South Bay chain. They make good white bread. Jersey Mike's makes good white bread. It's not just what?
Kurt shouted, "What do you guys ciabatta about?"
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ciabatta is for me is
well, Kirkpatrick is saying, I was torn on it when I moved here. Now I love Dutch Crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it to me, if the base bread isn't good, then like it doesn't really matter. But it like I'm not. Yeah. I don't know.
Now, what I was saying about West Coast sandwiches versus East Coast sandwiches, more so is like the sandwiches out here lean a lot into like diced chicken. Like everybody, what? Like if you go to Ike's, like half of Ike's chicken sandwiches are like halal chicken.
Oh, I don't get chicken in my sandwich.
I know, but like that's like half of the cool things they have. It's just like chicken and like a teriyaki glaze, chicken and a balsamic glaze, and then it's like cooked chopped up chicken, and like that's like a big thing on West Coast. They all like have these style sandwiches, right? And then they have like the Tony Soprano, right, which is like their one Italian sub, and they don't have capicola, so there's no capicola, so it's just like ham and one type of salami. Basically, it's not criticism of the way the subs are made. It's just like I like the Italian deli meat style sub more than the chopped chicken with avocado. Like the focus is on chicken and avocado. There's like a heavy chicken avocado vibe out here, whereas on the East Coast it's a lot more Italian deli meat.
Fair.
That's it. I'm not saying they're not good or well made. It's just like not what I'm into as much.
Halal, not halal.
Sorry, halal.
Thank you, Meg. Well, also Tea Time with Toby is saying that what we call Dutch Crunch, it's called tiger bread in the UK.
Oh, yeah. I've heard the term tiger bread before.
Yeah, I've also heard it before as well, too. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've always thought that tiger bread was sweet and like a dessert. Dutch Crunch
is a little sweet, though, right? Kind of.
Not as sweet as like Wonder Bread.
No, I guess. I never really thought Wonder Bread is that sweet either. But I'm not sure I've ever eaten a lot of Wonder Bread in my life.
I mean, as a kid, that was like the only thing. But yeah, turns out it's not great for you. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think about? Well, okay. So to be fair, I guess what you're saying is kind of funny because like, you know, I didn't grow up in the East Coast, and so like I don't know a whole lot of differences between sandwiches here versus, you know, on the other side. But I don't really get chicken in my sandwiches.
So like, yeah, I don't know. I just think deli style sandwiches is a bigger deal on the East Coast. Like every grocery store will make you one. The Safeways out here all say they'll make you one, but they're like they're not really set up to even cut deli meat out here. Like on the East Coast, like there's always somebody running a deli slicer. Like just sliced deli meat is a way bigger thing on the East Coast than out here.
To be fair, when I was a kid, that was always a big thing. It was like there was always someone who was willing to like slice your deli meat. Now, like whenever you go to the deli, it's like, hello.
Yeah, it's tough. But that's not the case on the East Coast. I've been back there recently. They still slice your meats for you. It's a big thing. It's like you're in trouble if you're a grocery store and don't have a dope deli meat selection.
Right. And everyone else can just go to a different grocery store. Yeah.
I don't know. There's more different types. So it's like where I am from, like Pennsylvania, Maryland, right? There's in the city, from the cities, like all the Italian stuff comes from there, from all the Italians who moved there. And then also up in Pennsylvania, it's all the Pennsylvania Dutch who are Germans and all their weird stuff, like which sounds super gross. Lots of times it's very amazing. Like there's this type of stuff. There's this one called Old Fashioned Loaf, and then also Kunzler Barbecue Loaf. Anyone from the East Coast knows this stuff, has ever had it. And they're weird. It's like, of course it sounds disgusting. It's like ground up cured pork, right? But it's like seasoned in particular ways. No, I mean, I don't know. It's anyway, it's good.
Okay.
Big fan of weird East Coast deli meats. The selection's a little more like basic out here. Like there's roast beef, there's blah blah blah, chicken, turkey, you know, and then like there's no capicola. It's hard. I did find a place in Los Gatos that has capicola. That's pretty cool.
Now I'm just wondering like what places you go to
get sandwiches.
Yeah.
Or to get what? To get like deli?
To get deli meats or to get sandwiches or
well,
whatever?
Sandwiches, there's a few different places, right? Like there's Ike's. There's Mr. Pickles. Mm-hmm. Mr. Pickles makes a pretty good sandwich, but they don't have capicola. None of these places have capicola. Zanotto's, you can order. I never go down to Zanotto's, which is in downtown San Jose. They have it, but if you try to order a sandwich from Zanotto's, they curb your order, like your options. They give you less options if you order from them. It's annoying.
Oh, versus when you go inside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's that place? What's that place by? Oh, remember the place by GK Mountain View, Dittmer's, Dittmer's. That place
the German
was good.
grocery store. That place was delicious.
Yeah, they made amazing sandwiches,
So
and they had all that crazy stuff. And when I was there last talking to the guy, I asked about a weird thing, and he was like, "How'd you know about that?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm from the East Coast." And he's like, "Yeah, that's awesome." And he's like, "I was just out there." He was like talking about all the awesome simple food the Pennsylvania Dutch have, just how good it is, and like all the weird meats. Because I got liverwurst, which is also big.
Yeah.
And on the East Coast, not as big out here. Liverwurst, head cheese. Liverwurst is amazing.
Yeah. The cool thing about getting like food at Dittmer's too, or like, just like food in general, is the bakery that they got all their bread and their pretzels from is literally like right around the corner and just down the street.
Yeah.
And so it was all delivered fresh.
That was a real deal. They're still there, right? They moved. Didn't they move somewhere different?
Oh, did they? I don't know.
I think they might have
been there.
Yeah, because
it's sad memories for me.
It is sad. It was right across from Game Castle Mountain View, which is where Kat and I met. And when we would play, when we have events for our narrative club there, Fault Line, we would all on they were closed on Sundays, which was super annoying. Mm-hmm. But on Saturdays, if we had like a weekend event, we would all put in a Dittmer's order. Dittmer's. We'd all put in a Dittmer's order as soon as we got there. Yeah. And it was amazing, their sandwiches.
Well, it was cool because like the bakery would like close super early, but I love their pretzels. But like the grocery store still had their pretzels, and so I'd go get their pretzels.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, there are like East Coast style places out here like that.
But it's not like every corner. You know, like I guess what you're saying is like
I can't go on Grubhub or whatever and get.
It's not easily attainable.
Everything is like the chicken and avocado. Right, exactly. That's like the thing out here.
To be fair, there's nothing wrong with chicken and avocado.
No, there's not. But I never want it on a sandwich. It's not what I want my sandwiches. It's not what I like in a sandwich.
Yeah, I prefer. Well, if it's gonna be a bird, I prefer turkey, like sliced turkey.
Honestly, I think Meg's the same way. Kind of our new West Coast. I mean, she's from here, but West Coast sandwich go-to is just a BLT.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Any sandwich I have to have salami in it, and so that was like my big.
That's East Coast. Yeah, that's super East Coasty.
From Eric's, because the longest time Eric's Deli didn't have salami, but now they do.
Eric's Deli doesn't know how to put a sandwich together, man. They serve your sandwich like they're serving you like ice cream on a waffle, which is really good, by the way. But they put a sandwich down, and then they take their ham and put put 2 fists of ham, and the sandwich is like a.
They do give you way too much meat
in the middle, and then there's no sandwich. There's no meat anywhere else.
Yeah. They do give you,
and it's too bad because otherwise Eric's is good. I don't want to have to reassemble the sandwich when I get it. You know?
They do give you way too much meat. I will give you that. And some people will be like, "Why is that a bad thing?" It's just
no, it is. It's bad. It is bad, and it almost might be okay if they spread it out for you, but they give you a ball of meat in the middle of your sandwich. And I told you, Megan, because Kat knew exactly what I was talking about right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't know how to assemble a sandwich, and it's bonkers because. That's like 50% of how to make a sandwich good. It's ingredients.
It sucks too because like oftentimes when you're eating, then it like squishes everying out. Like
cool. I want a mayonnaise and lettuce sandwich right now, and later on I want a wad of ham.
Turkey, yeah.
Or turkey, right? Like, and cool. Back to the end of the sandwich. Back to lettuce and mayonnaise. Last few bites, my favorite: lettuce and mayonnaise.
It's just moist bread
and wet bread. Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah. Their soups are great. I love their soups a lot.
Their soups are good.
So welcome to Sandwich Titans.
Sandwich Titans. And you know what? I hope, thank you for tolerating Kat and I as we gab here and paint. What time even is it? Okay.
Yeah,
because
let's get to fan stuff.
We should get to fan stuff. We're actually not even talking about universal sandwich stuff. We're talking about specifically Bay Area sandwich steaks.
Regional
Graham, Megan, and Sarah are probably like into it, but also probably not.
So I do want to show it off a little bit.
Here, we can hand it here.
Oh, okay. So I went through and I dry brushed the bronze back in to not have the whole thing look like a dusty blue. But yeah, it looks better, right?
Mm-hmm. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably go through and like pick out some more details and stuff, maybe paint some things like a different color here and there, but I don't want to like go crazy with it. But yeah, fan stuff.
Fan stuff, excited. Venom crawler.
Yeah. It was a really cool Venom crawler, but here's a full-on collage of a Venom crawler, and which I appreciate, and they put their name on it. It's great. It's also like after having painted one of these, I have so much more appreciation for ones that look nice because like that trim is no joke.
The trims are rough on Chaos stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is really on cool, this model. It's actually on a scale of a scarab called a Terminator to a brass scorpion. This thing is closer to the brass scorpion, meaning it's not as hard. It's bigger. It's not awful. But on little guys, oh my God, it's awful. And these guys are kind of in the middle. This is cool. I honestly like how just great the red looks. Just like how clean the red looks.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now Kirkpatrick is saying to try Roger's Deli in Mountain View.
Have you tried Roger's Deli in
No, I
Mountain
have
View?
not. So thank you for the recommendation.
I'm curious where in Mountain View that is. You and I both used to work in Mountain View. But I don't think I've ever had Roger's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll try.
We'll check it out.
Oh my God, I used to be in Mountain View like every day. I'm never in Mountain View anymore.
Yeah, same. I drive past it. Yeah, this is just a cool tank.
Oh, whoa, yeah, this looks great.
Yeah.
And the collage, again, these
Which
pictures
I
really are
love.
great.
Yeah.
This is cool. Yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, it's just very clean.
I have nothing
Everything
really to
is-
say about it
yeah.
other than it looks great.
It's very clean. Everything is edge highlighted, which it very neatly as well too, I must say.
Here's what I'll say about this.
Yeah.
Okay, I have something to say about this. Other than it looks great. This hobbyist is ready to move on to some kind of cool, weird next step. They have mastered just like getting it down, right? This just looks great. Now they can do like cool weathering, like on their next army. Like don't weather this army, right? But they're ready to move on to some cool weathering, or what else?
Try like a different technique.
Try different technique. Yeah, this is like I tried to get here with my towel before. Then I started doing different things. I was like, cool. I think I got just like clean painting down. Good clean painting. Mm-hmm. Now you're ready to take it up a notch. Bam. Mm-hmm. Remember that? Remember Emerald? Remember Bam from Emerald?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because you guys didn't see an Emerald call back here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This looks great.
I don't think
good pick on this one, Kat.
But yes, thank you. Some skeletons. Now I picked these one because they're cool, but two, I wanted to know your opinion on the like very orangey bronze armor, and I don't know if you could see from here.
I can't. I'm gonna get up and look at these guys.
Their like tattered cloths are like a really vibrant purple.
I'm gonna check this out. I think looking from here. I'm not sure if this is the modern skeleton kit or if this is the Underworld's Sepulchre Guard, which I'm a really big fan of, or is this the new Grave Guard actually, the new Underworld's Grave Guard boys?
I think it's the new ones.
The new
the
Grave
ones
Guard,
that have like
yeah.
the really dynamic, kind of funny poses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, these are the Sepulchre Guard. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh no, these are.
Right, no, because look at the banner holder and stuff, and like how it's posed.
Yeah, I just don't know if this is the new skeleton kit or the Sepulchre Guard. There are there's 10 models. It's not Sepulchre Guard. Okay. This is cool. No, I like the purple with the bronze. Meg has done her Soul Blight with this and then red also. I'm a big fan of like gold, purple, red, bronze, purple, red, any of those color combos. Mm-hmm. That would be the only thing, like, I would say that would also be cool if there's a little bit of red on here. But I'm also, there's a whole nother army. There's a whole nother Soul Blight army. And there's opportunity to include red or not. It looks good without the red, too. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. All right, now I don't know what this guy is, but I thought it was neato. And I also like the little basing bits on it.
Wait, what is this?
Too.
Is this a Death Jester?
I don't know, but it's very beautifully painted. Also beautifully photographed as well, too. Which I appreciate.
This is really amazing. I don't know what this model. It's definitely meant to be a Death Jester, I think. Is this built from the Ranger from Blackstone Fortress? Does anybody know? Is this the Ranger lady, a Saryani Ranger lady from Blackstone Fortress? Converted into a Death Jester? Or is this New Magan Ra? What is this? No, this is New Magan Ra. Never mind. This is New Magan Ra. I just haven't seen this kit yet.
Oh, okay.
Dark Reaper Phoenix? Yeah, Magan Ra. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Yeah, I haven't seen this model yet, really up close.
It was really cool, really beautifully painted, and beautifully photographed.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jolly Miniatures. Now, the person who painted this wants maybe one of us to think or believe that this is by someone named Senor Dentista, but it's not.
It's by, yeah. Nice.
Can you guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Cody.
Thank you, Michael Cody. It's just really cool.
Wait, Michael Cody, you're a dentist? Wait, Michael Cody, are you a dentist? Is he a dentist?
A stealth unit dentist. Call back to
last
to another
stealth
thing?
unit when he called himself stealth unit, which I don't know, kind of. This looks amazing. Of course, I'm now. Michael Cody really messes with my head in a way that I truly love. Are you a dentist, Michael Cody? I'm actually very curious. I could see him being a dentist. He's got like that dry sense of humor.
Right, and he works with a very wet place, and so right, because the mouth is usually like pretty moist or like
what?
wet.
Whoa, what are you talking? What does that have to do?
I don't know. I don't understand what someone's personality has to do with them being a dentist. He is not a dentist.
Okay.
But he is Senor Dentista. Thank you.
I have no idea.
Thank you, Michael Cody.
Okay.
This looks amazing.
So
I'm going to say he's a stealthy dentist.
Last week I thought maybe I said I could see him working in the CIA. And this week I said I could see him being a dentist.
I think Michael Cody, honestly, is now giving Papa a run for his money, like as far as his lore goes.
The lore of Michael Cody is pretty rich, if we're honest.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Michael Cody, this looks great. I'm excited to see how much Dark Angels you've been turning out. This is pretty cool. Yeah, I like this. I like the non-bone that you've gone with as well, as opposed to the bone. The bone's cool, but it's a little different. I like it.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. Yes, Toby, I'm completely fine.
I know. What was that? Okay, thank you.
No. As okay as one can be with working in these conditions, I think I'm fine.
Yeah. Oh, he's just nicknaming the models. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. It was a really cool towel thing.
Oh, Riptide, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I love me a good Riptide. I was thinking, I was actually thinking earlier today. I'm gonna toss in a hot take into this fan stuff, although it might not be a hot take. I was telling Adrian earlier today that I love Games Workshop models. I think they make really cool, amazing designs overall. 9 out of 10. Oh. Lots of times, 9 out of 10 models I like, I'm saying.
Right.
And many models are scored 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10.
Right.
Riptide is among one of my favorites. And I was telling Adrian earlier today that weirdly, they do not nor have ever made a single demon prince I've ever liked. I always hate all of the modern demon prince I cannot stand. The one before it is even derpier looking. They always make the derpiest looking demon princes. And I was saying this just doesn't inspire me. And I was thinking about what else is cool and epic. And I was like, it's hard to beat not the Silent King, but the Void Dragon and the Silent King, right? The Void Dragon is the one who's ascending up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he's got the hole in his head.
There's a Void Dragon in...
Okay, we're going to see a Void Dragon. Or even the Avatar, the new 40K Avatar.
Or the Frog Dude, I think is pretty cool.
Croak.
Yeah.
Or Marathi, or even a Frost Lord, or King Broad. I'm they're just so epic. For me, I get to the Demon Prince, I'm just this is just not he just looks like he's thinking about his next move. He doesn't, and I was saying, even aside from fantasy epic coolness, the Riptide is up there with Marathi. It's just look at this thing. It's it's bulbous in some places, it's square in others. I love the asymmetry.
Mm-hmm.
I love the asymmetry they built into this thing.
Right.
And its vents being different size on its chest. Same with the Storm Surge. I love the Storm Surge's double head that has two heads, one off to the side and one up in the front. Just epic, man. Be'lakor is a cool demon prince. The Be'lakor monogram is, you're right, that's a cool demon prince. And some of the very specific build god ones are kind of cool. But I just don't, right, exactly, Shazbolt. It should be an AO centerpiece level, and it's not. It's it's a little too small. Okay, whatever. It could still be small and cool. I just I don't know. Anyway, I'm
yeah, for that I would expect something like a like the Avatar.
Demon Prince, exactly. Yeah, this is a mortal that is ascended into being a demon. I almost want to see the model in that process early on. I think could be at one step for it being super cool. Show me it's just ascended, right? But they always look so derpy. It's a bummer. And actually, I said I was going to put a call out. Putting a call out to everybody in right now. Okay, I want to build. Slaves of Darkness is coming out for Sigmar. GW's teased this. I want to make a Demon Prince for this army. I'm putting together this army. And I want to make a Demon Prince. I hate every Demon Prince I've seen. I've started looking for third-party Demon Princes. I hate most of them. I went to Creature Caster. Kat, I know you like Creature Caster. Plague Angel. I saw some really.
Well, they're not making the Plague Angel anymore.
Yeah, the Plague Angel would be a cool if it was going to be a Nurgle Demon Prince. There's a really cool lady, kind of inspired by some Indian art, who's sitting cross-legged on a throne and floating, and but she looks very Zinchi, and I want to make an undivided Demon Prince. Oh, and by the way, the GW undivided Demon Prince head, with the one that they paint with the white stripe down the middle, is the derpiest looking head of all. The GW Demon Prince almost looks cool if you do Slanesh or I think it's Zinch look kind of okay, but because the head swaps around. And I know you're gonna say, well, you could just do that anyway. No, I want to do an undivided Demon Prince. I looked on Etsy. I looked on Creature Caster. I really couldn't find anything.
What's this call out that you're trying to do?
What I'm trying to do?
To be find a cool Demon Prince?
I'm trying to talk about this guy's Riptide, and it's amazing. And it's an amazing Riptide.
Okay, as opposed to.
It's epic. It's just epic.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's an epic. Cool. It's an epic mech.
I really like looking at really well painted Tau. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, also because it's known that I like Gundam models and stuff, and that's what Tau remind me of.
Yeah.
Perhaps they're based off of.
It's super cool. Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, great job. Trevor B with some Voton.
Oh, okay. Your first Voton of the night?
Yeah. I wonder if people are, getting a little tired of them. I'm seeing less and less and less, but it's okay. At least I got some. So, yeah, it's great. It's great. It's a bunch of different picks. Which one? I love a collage, but yeah, I just love Photon. I think they
are cool.
Yeah. These guys look
good. Yeah, very nice. Good picture too.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trevor.
Now Leo has painted up. I believe they said that these were their base colors and stuff for some of your favorite dudes.
Little Asariani.
Yeah.
Yeah, these look great. Is it purple?
It's purple.
Yeah. Sorry, I know I shouldn't have to ask that, but our TV can be funky with these purple blue hybrids.
It does look a little blue.
It's like periwinkle almost.
Yeah, but it is purple. Yeah, it's purple. There's some base colors and getting started. So,
yeah, this is a cool start. And the fact that it's so smooth is going to be great. I feel very curious what color decals and stuff they're going to put on. Check out Leo if you haven't already. Check out Fallout Hobbies. They make a bunch of cool Asariani decals in different colors for you. They also make stencils, and I think the way you're going here, you could benefit from either of those products. Not a Fallout Hobby sponsored stream. Just want to say, we always like to say that, even if we don't bring up Fallout Hobbies.
That we're not.
We just bring it up. Yeah.
Not opposed to it though.
Not opposed. We're Fallout Hobby positive. We're just not sponsored.
Right.
We're open to it. Fallout Hobbies. Just kidding. Actually, we're really not.
No, I don't know what this dude is, but I thought it was kind of neat. It's just a really cool dude.
It's just a Terminator, I think.
Yeah. It was just clean. It was a nice picture. I enjoyed it a lot. It was also anytime I see a bunch of hobby progress pictures and whatever, I'll usually try and scroll down and find the finished product. So.
Yeah, I like this. By the way, Howard, what you just said right there, I have been considering. using the Void Dragon to make a Demon Prince and try to go from there, because that's kind of the look I want. But thank you. Okay, a 3D printed Blood Angels Terminator. Yeah, it looks like an old timey Terminator.
It looks
it's like old. A little old timey, right? But it looks cool.
Here you go.
Oh, there's a Void Dragon. Yeah. Yeah, this is the epicness I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, this was also like one of the first, honestly, like probably the first sort of like grim dark Void Dragon I've seen. Because most of the time, the ones that I've seen are like very like metallic, very shiny, very, very, very shiny.
Yeah.
So I thought this one was really cool.
It's
a
like
little almost drab.
It's almost drab. It's a little different. Yeah, I like it. I didn't quite even notice that until you pointed it out. They've leaned a little more into his metallics than like his glow effects. Yeah, this is super cool.
Yeah.
But look at this coolness of this. This fan did an awesome job. But just like look at this thing, you can just visualize this thing floating over the battlefield. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool model, but also this was really well done. So, yeah.
Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, now there's a bunch of different pictures from the person who painted this that I was like, what do I pick? And then I got to this one and I'm like,
top down.
This is amazing.
This is called a decimator, yeah, folks? These things are funky and correct me if I'm wrong. Are they like kind of weirdly it's a Forge World model. And are they one of the like Forge World models occasionally are just like amazingly good? Are they in that position? Liam had a couple of these when he came out and visited us, and we had never seen them before. Adrian was like, "What's a decimator?" Or I was one of us was curious about.
Confused.
One of us could visualize it, and the other one knew its name. And then together we pieced together that it was like the boxy weird dreadnought from Forge World for Chaos. But I like this thing a lot. I love this model.
Yeah, this model is really cool. But also the thing that I really liked about this one in particular was like the great weathering of patina.
Well, it just tells you exactly that they're probably using this with like a Nurgle-focused army.
Yeah,
right?
it's also like, because one thing is like, oh, people will go like, well, rust and patina together don't really make a whole lot of sense. It's like the bottom panel is what is patinaed, but like everything on top of it is what is rusting out and is bleeding out into the patina.
And they can make sense if you have mixed like metals, right? Like if the things are different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it totally makes sense. Yeah, this is super cool.
What I mean is like this is really well done. And it works with the sculpt of the model, which I appreciate.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah. Good pick. Another good pick. All these are good picks. Honestly, I can't say none of them are like. Can you imagine if it was a cat? Awful pick. What are you doing? Picking that fan stuff. I'd never do that. Whoa, what's this? I look at the little tuft. I'm immediately drawn to the base. And the color pattern on this.
It almost looks fluffy, but those are like the Highland tufts.
No, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is super cool.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Decimator, yes. Okay, I thought so. Thank you, Caldor.
This is really cool.
Yeah, this guy's very cool. Is this a? This is a Scarabacot? I think this is Scarabacot. Sorry, I can't see the little thing on his knee. Let me zoom in, the old-fashioned way. Oh no, it's not Scarabacot. Oh, it's like a Nurgly guy. Yeah, this looks great. This is very Nurgly. Thank you, Grey Lambda. He has a little Instagram. Okay, so what is next? Maybe I can see it from here first. Oh, this looks cool.
Snarky Bear NZ.
Oh, this is some really good OSL. Like, really nice OSL.
This is also one of the instances of like, if I see someone's like doing a work in progress thing, I'll try and scroll down until I get like an actual finished thing, and this was a finished one. So if anyone wants to see the process, then there's a bunch of different pictures of this as well too.
So the OSL, look at the OSL on the robes, how it like hits the folds on the right. It's so good, yeah.
It's really well done. It's nice and like subtle. It's not like it doesn't like look like the light is like going everywhere.
But because exactly. But because it like hits those folds, because he like made it work so technically well. Like in this concept of like the folds, you're drawn into that, And like, oh, he is putting light everywhere. He's just not being obnoxious about how he's doing it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Gilliman.
Another Gilliman. I feel like we've had like 3 or 4 Gillimans in a row on fan stuff, but he's just such a cool model, and when he's painted well, and now the trim on Gilliman, though, I would say
pretty intense.
Rivals like a chaos.
Here's the thing. Here's the nice thing though about Gilliman. You pick Gilliman up, you paint him. He's the only thing in the army that really has that kind of trim. There's a little bit on like the Vetrix guard and on Blade guard a little bit, right? But not much. So mostly you just don't have to do a lot. So you pick up Gilliman and you're like, cool, trim.
This is it.
Whereas in a chaos army, it's like every unit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Oops.
Whoa.
Now this guy I thought was super cool. I don't know what it is, but there are several shots of him.
This is an Incubi from a Drukhari Incubi. Okay. Or this isn't Drezar, right, folks? No, Drezar is posed differently. It kind of looks like Drezar.
Well, there were multiple shots of each thing, but there were also multiples of.
Oh, there are more than one.
Yeah.
Okay, then
So
it's this is
character.
Incubi. They have this like classic sword with the grip halfway up it. I want to get a closer look at this guy because this looks very cool. Is it like bloody? Is it like? Oh yeah, he looks super cool. It's interesting. They've made like really flat black kind of work because of the red highlights.
Yeah.
Like it's oftentimes you're like, oh, I wish I'd seen a little more shading on the black or something. And they didn't do a ton of it, but the red I think like almost like not almost the red like makes you not worry about that. Like it's the look is different, right? Mm-hmm. It's like they intentionally want like a very matte black, and like sometimes people do that and then they're like, but I didn't do anything else. And you're like, oh, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sounds like you wanted to stop painting pretty soon, right? But this person got the matte black and then they went in deeper with the red, and like so it doesn't look like they're just being lazy. It looks super cool.
Yeah, it's super awesome. Now that's that for the first one.
Oh, there's a second fan
There
stuff?
is a second one. I tried to fit everything in the first one. There isn't as much in the second one. I was a bit more picky with fan stuff this go around.
I do think there's a super chat during fan stuff. So
yes.
I feel like I know I'll miss it. You probably would not have, but I'm just bringing it up.
Yeah, let me go back really quick just to make sure we got everything. We did. Okay, cool. As a super chat from Siege Roots. Need help deciding a color scheme for the big choppa that doesn't clash. I wanted to do something maybe like a dark purple or maybe green. Thoughts?
For big choppa.
Big choppa.
That doesn't clash. Siege Roots, why don't I know what big choppa is? Is this like, I mean, it's an orc.
Yeah, let's go into
But what orc specifically?
Really quick. Let me look
is that a character? Is that a unit? I know the choppas in Sigmar.
Choppa.
Oh, model you're painting right now.
40K. It's a.
Is it a character orc?
Big choppas, also known as big clubs or huge choppas, are enormously massive two-handed. They're like chainsaw axes or whatever.
Oh, it's a weapon. Okay.
Yeah, this.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. And Caesar, you're specifically asking about the weapon on the orc. And the orc, there's a picture of the orc in Discord. I can check. We can check it. Oh, Kat's gonna check it.
Yes, I will check.
Picture. Michael Cody. Oh my gosh. Just the weapon the model's holding. Okay, he says it's in the in progress section. Do we have an in progress section? We do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's look.
Perfect. All right, sorry. So we are looking for it right now. Oh, okay. Okay, this will also come up in fan stuff as well too.
Oh, okay. Can I see?
Yes. So it is a very vibrant blue and a vibrant orange.
That's right. The orc is like orange. We've seen this underway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Let me look at another one.
I'm like very reluctant to add another
color,
intense color because of the blue and the orange.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning towards make it very metallic, focus on silvers and bronzes, and then maybe get a little bit of the orange in there. The orange seems like the accent color.
Oh, okay.
Like a little bit of the orange, right, somewhere. If there's like a panel or something.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I'm a little bit like hesitant on adding in another color.
Yeah.
But from looking at other pictures of other orc weapons, I think adding in like just some really cool weathered metallics would be a lot of fun.
I'd get all of your color from not like a new painted thing. Like I wouldn't want to add a new painted. You don't want to do the same scheme.
I can't decide the weapons, but I don't want to do the same scheme.
Yeah, I would get I would get any additional color you're adding to this model from black, white, or metallic. I would not add. I wouldn't do
rust.
Or rust, like something that, or like patina.
Or blood.
Blood. Yeah, all of that could be okay. I wouldn't like have another painted color, another skin color, like anything like that. That's me. If you're that said, I mean, look, we've seen how many times have we said, I wouldn't have thought those 8 colors looked good together, but turns out they do, right?
Or if you wanted to do something completely different, I would just paint them all different colors. And like, who cares if they clash in a way, because it's orcs. Mm-hmm. Like, to me, a lot of like orc stuff is like found created weapons. So like it doesn't really make a difference whether or not it clashes.
I don't disagree with that. So I don't know. If you were gonna do another painted color,
yeah.
Another thing that could look good, is an adjacent color to the one you already have, I think. So either like a teal or like a more sky blue, or like you have orange, so yellow. Like something like that. I kind of like that look. I've been into it a little bit, where it almost looks like the guy who wears like one shade of a khaki shirt and then khaki pants. You know, like I almost think that's but poorly, but done incorrectly. I almost think that look can kind of look cool in the right situation. Mm-hmm. Not the khaki shirt and khaki pants that are different color khaki, but more so like. The axe is just a lighter blue or whatever, right? Please don't wear 2 different colors of khaki.
Or do. Right. Whatever you want to do, honestly. There are some people I think who can pull it off, you know? But yeah. I guess we're both leaning towards...
Zookeeper and parks employees. Right, because they wear those...
Not orcs, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think we're both on the same, like, metallics.
Yeah. Metallics is my call.
Yeah. Now, where are you at?
I am pretty good. I'm checking, okay, I'm checking where I do, should we hand it over here?
Oh, my thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're this little old thing? That's pretty much what Kat just did.
Yeah, sure, I guess. I've just started putting...
Oh, it's not done?
I mean, most of the paint is done.
I love how you have the camera angle on the same view we have over there, just over on me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I meant a zoom. Should we just do it on the front cam? Should we have a look at it over here instead?
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, this is looking great. Okay, but and I saw you start to do the green. Where is that? Oh, it's up here. Oh.
On the roof.
On the roof, yeah. Yeah, that looks awesome. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were like almost done. I'm gonna let you get back to it. What I'm doing right now is the bases. I'm gonna finish 6 so that I can base this first unit of gluttons completely, and you guys can see some finished gluttons. That's what we came here for.
Yeah.
See some finished gluttons.
Some finished stuff, I think.
Some finished
Yeah,
Ogres.
I also realized I didn't have the wood color that I had painted everything else with me, and I need to fix this door that's on the top right here.
So my bases, again, also in that link, but maybe my bases aren't in the link, the destruction bases. So after Administratum Gray, I do non oil. You guys saw me do that. Then I do a dry brush of after Mechanicus Standard Gray, I do a dry brush of non oil. Okay, and then I do a dry brush of. Oh my God! Let me restart this over. Mechanicus Standard Gray airbrush. Non-oil washed on. You could do it with hand, or you could use an airbrush. Then I do Administratum Gray dry brush, and then I do like a neutral white. I'm using the Artist Acrylic here by how do you pronounce this company? Abteilung. I do that, and after that, now I could glue the model on, because the next step, or at least see where the model goes on it, because the next step is going to be snow on this base, and then some tufts to finish it up. So I think I am. Oh, I need to put some belly plates on too. The belly plates have not gotten their little silver dry brush. So actually, one more step before I can put these guys on their bases, and we can call it here. I need my silver. Where did that go? Move through the box here. There it is. Okay. So going to do a little silver dry brush on some of the Ogre metallics here. Thank you, Caldorf. Hey, Hobby Titans. When I win the lotto tomorrow, what army should I buy and who should I commission to paint it? Reuben sandwich, yay or nay? Reuben sandwich for me is a yay, but not very often. I know Meg loves Reubens. What do you think on the Reuben, Kat?
I think I'm going to agree with you. They're a yay, but they're not like my number one go-to. Right, like I think I have to be in the mood.
Or if someone's like, "Oh man, this place has really good Reuben sandwiches," I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Get it, right?
But if I'm like, "I had a Reuben sandwich last week," then like that's kind of how I feel, right? Like, it's not a very often type thing for me. Cuban sandwich I actually prefer. Pat C, yeah, I love a good Cuban sandwich with the pork and the ham and the pickle. Yeah, love a good Cuban sandwich. But also, honestly, not sure I can handle it too often. What army should you buy and who should you commission? That's a hard one to answer for you. I would tell you to definitely consider, he's in the chat right now, commissioning Sir Esco. Amazing painter, fast too, good communication, just like that's a big thing. Like just cranked it out. But don't commission him because I want to commission him again. So, like very soon. So, there's also a really great commission painter out here who works pretty great with people, which is Israel Sanchez. I don't know, like does he have a handle on Instagram or whatever? Like how do people find him?
It's Izzy B Painting or something like that.
Okay.
Let me just double check really quick.
Also a really good Bay Area painter. Not that you have to do that, but you know,
Izzy Painting Studio.
Yeah, honestly, that's sort of a thing. Is I kind of like doing commission. Well, I've rarely commissioned. I've never commissioned anything except for Sir Esco. But I would say that I like that he was local because I don't know. I mean, shipping is a thing. It's doable, right? You can buy a bunch of stuff and have it show up at their place, and right. Cat, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'd always want to commission local for these reasons. Like, I want to go pick it up. I don't know. I guess I'm overthinking it. There's a really, honestly, the Studio Tyranids, if you were going to be like, cool, I won the lotto and I want to commission like 5 armies, and I want one to be from somebody super expensive, and I want one to be from like, and I want a couple of them to be from people that are just going to like crank me out a cool airbrush army. You know what I mean? The Studio Tyranids were done by a studio in Poland that, like, you look at it closely, and if you're a good painter, you can be like, yeah, this is what they painted this in like a weekend, right? But it's good, right? And the price was very reasonable. You know, we had to pay for shipping and stuff, but like, it's good. It's nice. And it was fairly easy to replicate. Like, Adrian has replicated it multiple times, and every time he does it, he's like, wow, this is so easy to do. Like, it makes you really wonder, like, oh yeah, when we commission them, they crank this out fast. Like, it did not take them long.
So to you, commission is all about speed, for the most part.
I worry about, yeah, it does have to, no, not all about speed, but speed is a factor. For us on the stream, it is, because like, when, you know, I kind of very clearly gave Saresco like the dates we'd be playing Stormcast,
right,
and what models I would like to have by each one of those, and, you know, say, is this doable or not? If it's not, if you say it is and then it's not, that's okay, but like, give me an update or whatever. But anytime you're like you're commissioning somebody like this to create something creative that also takes time, you are concerned about speed, because if they start taking too long, the longer they take, the longer they're gonna take. You know what I mean? Which sounds, okay, that sounds like a stupid thing, but it means like, if I drop off a commission and within a couple of weeks they start showing me pictures and progress and they're finishing stuff, then I feel good. If any kind of like commission thing we've done before, they're like weeks go by, you don't hear from them, and then you have to reach out to them, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll have an update for you in a few days or whatever, then you start to get nervous, right? So I guess that's more what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speed.
You go for it.
Speed is the thing. No, I didn't realize you were both using it. I'll grab another.
No, I have the other one over here.
Oh, you have another one. Okay. Thank you.
Here's the cap.
Thank you.
Okay, that's interesting, because for me, if I won the lottery, it'd be all about like who paints.
Just doing the biggest one.
Best.
I did say, like, let's say you're commissioning multiple people.
Yeah, no, I would just like
Only.
if I was just gonna go all in, whatever. I think I'd honestly want someone like, I don't know if he does commissions, but like the guy who just won the Slayer Sword for UK's Golden Demon, or
Oh, you commissioning for like an army though, Kat?
yeah. If I won the lottery, and if price and time was not a factor in this, because I don't care about time.
Okay.
But for me, I want a beautifully painted.
Because you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that army in like.
That's fine.
You're gonna get that army in like 2026, right?
That's fine. Yeah. Because to me, like, you know, it's whatever, right? Like, I'm not super picky about time. I don't then have to produce a tabletop stream, you know, 5 times a week.
Megan's point is good, not to confuse speed with good communication. That's very true. But also, I would say, like, for me, Kat, what you're saying is interesting, but like, yes, I get that it's different, but I also, like, I don't know. You have to, like, I'm wary of somebody that might not really be able to, like, do a commission that like, okay.
Well, okay, so to be fair,
you can put
no one will accept a commission that, like, okay, no one should accept a commission that they can't do.
Right.
Right, and so that's what I was saying. I don't know if he would do this commission, but to me, it would be quality over, like, time, right? Like, or I'd ask Steve Garcia to paint something for me or whatever, right? Like, to me, I would want to own something absolutely beautiful, especially if we're talking about like lottery, money isn't a thing, right? And then I would also want them to paint like, because we didn't talk about an army. I think I'd want, really, I think I'm going to be kind of basic, and I'd want like a Space Marine like thing. Probably like Black Templars or like Sisters, I think would be really cool. Because you can go like really epic with those.
Yeah.
But it's also like the classic of like, there's so many other things that you can compare them to. So, yeah. That would be my choice. What army would you pick? Because you didn't say anything.
Honestly, the army that I really want to commission, because if I would take it on, I would spend too long on it, and it would consume so much of my life, is Lumineth. They're very beautiful. It's just an absolutely beautiful army. But I think it would just take a very long time to do and do awesomely. And so when I think about an army that I'm like, oh, you know, there's a lot of really cool armies that I want to paint, and Lumineth might be one of them. But also, there's so many that I would want to paint and that are cool that I'd kind of be happy just commissioning that one from somebody really awesome and epic, who's an awesome painter. You know, so it's
because the other thing is that like for people who, you know, would accept commissions, it's like, you know, I would expect them to take their time with characters, but like be able to go and, you know, find a quicker recipe or a quicker way to paint like just units in a way.
Yeah.
So that would be my thing, but like I would care more about like who was painting it versus like how quickly they could churn it out. Not to say that any of the people that you mentioned aren't fantastic, but I think I would care more about like having a piece of art than like an army that I could play with. But
yeah,
obviously we're very different.
It's different, but I also am just like, I'd love to see that person that's going to put that demon, that demon level, golden demon level into a whole army. I'm just
I don't think that's possible. Now I wouldn't want that, but like a golden demon level like characters for that army.
Not you couldn't be a chaos army because the demon prince sucks, but something like Necrons or a Tau army, and just have like an awesome Riptide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. Now we do have one other fan stuff to get to. I think it only has like 8.
I think was there another super chat too?
Or so pictures.
Or no, we got it. I got it. It was the one we just answered.
Yep.
Okay.
Colonel Panic painted this really cool rhino, right?
Oh,
rhino?
This is a Chaos Rhino. But yes,
got
it's specifically called a Chaos Rhino. Yes, it's a rhino.
Yeah. Also called our, if you do win the lottery, please do not spend it on plastic. Please invest it into your future. Buy property, buy stock, buy whatever.
Buy like one army for yourself though.
But spoil yourself, yes.
Yeah, spoil yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway. This is a really cool. This is a really cool tank.
Yeah, this looks great.
Yeah.
Like blacked on well, right?
Is it a tank or is it just like a?
It's a transport.
Yeah, there you go. Transport vehicle. Anyway.
Wait, this is a Land Raider. This isn't. Yeah, this is a Chaos Land Raider.
Dang, I almost had it. It looks exactly like a rhino though. So.
You would see the difference if you swapped them.
I know it's boring, Meg, but like living in the Bay Area where everything's super expensive, like, yeah, it's like my number one thing.
And also, like, property is very valuable, right? So, like, if you won the lottery and then you just picked up a house, that's like pretty amazing.
Yeah, be smart with your money. Yeah. Anyway.
She's right. You're boring though, Kat. No, I'm
that's
just kidding.
Fine. That's okay. That's okay. Speaking of Ceresca, look at this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is cool. This is Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger. which is going to be showing up very soon in Titan Studio on Mondays in the Mortal Realms. You shall see this, and it's amazing. Yeah. It's funny actually because he's having to copy a. I need more AK Snow.
Ooh.
Does that need GK? I'll have to.
Ooh.
Anyway, he's having to copy, kind of like some stuff we have acquired. I feel like I've told this story a few times before, but basically, like Brian really bought this army in a couple of different batches, off of one person on, we think. eBay? The story changes each time on eBay. And then, like, did some on his own, might have commissioned some. We're not really sure.
It's a mishmash of a bunch of different potential people.
So Ceresco had to sort of copy some elements of it so that would match. But I also kind of told him, like, if you can do something that they're doing better, which I think you can, based on what I've seen, then do it. And also, like, the animals are up for grabs because all these, like, he didn't have anything with any of these animals, really. Like, I'm using the term animals here loosely to describe these fantastic creatures, right? Yeah. So I told him to kind of just go wild on the animals, like, have fun. But what I was starting to say is that I also really like the way he did the armor. So very cool. Very excited to play this model. Can teleport around. It's so cool.
Yeah. Also, Ceresco is saying that he did a gloss varnish before the metals and not after, which I think goes into what we've talked about on stream before of, like, metallics just look so much better when painted onto a glossy surface.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Great. Fantastic.
Yeah, they do. They look more majestic. Better is also a good word, but, like, the drab look is a thing. Literally what I'm doing here, right? Like, kind of, or like what you're doing, right? You kind of maybe wouldn't have wanted to do it on top of your dome.
No. Like, if I know I'm gonna, like, heavily weather on top of it, it doesn't really matter whether or not, like, whether or not I make it glossy or not.
But this looks amazing. Very excited to get this.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool because then we get to see it in person afterwards.
Yeah, and Caldorf, yes, that's why you should commission Ceresco. But also don't. He's busy.
But do, you know?
Yeah, but do.
Ceresco, honestly, go with whoever gives you the better price. Yeah.
Caldorf. I'm coming for you. Oh, he's going to win the lottery. I can't.
A bidding war.
I'm not going to be able to compete with him if he wins the lottery, though.
You can try.
You can try.
Yeah. Anyway, great. Now, these ones are really cool, and I did want to throw these into fan stuff. So this person designed and laser cut their own, like, measuring tools, which I thought was really neat.
Oh, yeah, always super cool, yeah. Little Asuriani flavor, yeah. Yeah, if you're in chat and you have, like, a Etsy or something, let us know, because very cool. Always useful. These little measuring tools always walk in the studio. We always joke about how we think it's John that steals them, because it is.
But it's also a joke.
But it's also a joke. We can't really do much about it.
Nothing has been proven.
Nothing's been proven, but it's John.
Right. Anyway, this is really cool. And Galileo left earlier, but Galileo, when you come back and watch this, here's your crew.
Oh yeah, you were showing me a picture of these guys earlier.
I was like, what is this? These are cool. So,
yeah,
your crew with some crew hounds.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Very cool. Yeah, I like the look of these guys. The basing was crazy, right? Yeah. Very cool.
I like the basing bit. So Galileo, if you ever see this, or maybe I'll just message you on Discord or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to know where you got your little bits from. They're really cool.
Yeah. I love me some Kroot.
And soups.
Soup's back at it. Back into the Blood Angels. Yeah, looking good. He's got, how many points of Blood Angels does Soups have nowadays? Does anybody know? It's so late here for Soups. I don't know how much UK people are always watching us, but he's got a lot of Blood Angels these days. It's funny because I was like, oh, Soups, I feel like you're painting a different thing every time I see you, every time I see what you're working on. But really, he kind of is, but he's only actually painting like 4 or 5 different like armies.
Well, he is going back and forth. Yeah.
But he's going back and forth, but he's just doing so much that like all of these armies are starting to get to like having a lot. You know what I mean?
Well, it's also great because now that his stuff is uploading, we can see it more.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we've all known Soups has been cranking out an insane amount of stuff, but now
everyone else can.
Well, everybody knows.
Inferno the Dragon with some more Voton.
Oh, these guys are cool. I love the Magma Rail Rifle. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is also the first, like, kind of drab Voton I've ever seen. Their pants are, like, army green, and they're just tan.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot more, like, people have been, like, loving the lighter colors on these guys. Mm-hmm. Which makes sense. You know, so much of the 40K world is drab because of Chaos and the Imperium. And it's cool to see, you know, people break away from that, but it's also cool to see people tech back into it, yeah. Anything is cool if it's well done. And these are, yeah, really nice.
Yeah. All right, give me 1 second. Go to the next one. All right, Siege Roots.
Oh, yeah, here he is.
So now everyone can see what we were talking about earlier. And now, chat, please chime in. What color should Siege Roots paint the weapons? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree? Why or why not? Yeah. It's really cool because, yeah, you can see that the weapon on this guy hasn't been painted, but so Zach and my vote was for like a just metallic, various metallic.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So
I stand by it, but if you want to get another color in, then I think you gotta go wild.
I think, yeah, honestly, if you want to get another color in, I think you're safe with picking whatever you want to pick, because blue and orange are complete opposites of each other anyway. If you wanted to go red, you'd just be leaning more into the warmth of it. Purple, you'd just be leaning more into the cool side. So you can kind of do whatever you want, honestly.
Yeah, is that the answer you're looking for? You know what? Just go with it.
Yeah, well, because
we've kind of given
clashing, not clashing. Blue and orange clash,
right?
Because they are opposites, and so we've talked about that before. So you can really honestly do. You're in the middle ground right now. You can go either way, and be completely fine. So. Yeah. Awesome. Cody Bernard with more wraiths from Malifaux.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of Malifaux models.
We've been seeing a little bit more, and I don't remember if it's been Cody who's been painting the Malifaux. I don't think so, because these are different photos. But there's been a few Malifaux stuff shown on fan stuff lately, which I'm all for. I'm happy when I can see like a different game being featured. I think that's really cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's Malifaux. Awesome. And they're also just really well painted. They're really cool models as well too. But yeah, I've talked about it before. Malifaux models are like my least favorite to assemble. So kudos to anyone who can make them.
Are they metal?
No.
They're plastic?
Mm-hmm. So they used to be metal, so their older ones are metal.
It's just that their instructions are funky, right?
Their instructions are funky. They're really delicate as well too. And so, yeah. Their older models were metal though. And I've gone so far as to buy an old model off of like eBay when I was playing Malifaux, mostly just because they used to have a rule before the new edition came out where there's 4 different horsemen, but they all belong to different factions.
Okay.
And so without this one specific model, you couldn't field all 4 of them at the same time. So I went and I bought the very specific model, and then I never did anything with it. So there you go.
Sounds like you're a gamer.
Yeah. Yep. Now I wanted to show this one off, and the name is so small in the corner, but thank you for putting your name. Now they are making their own Judiciar with a bunch of like kit bashed pieces and stuff. So
yeah, this looks cool. Wait, this is just the build.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, so far. Yeah, and then they were asking chat for some.
I almost thought this was like a 3D printed thing. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, you can't really see it from here, but like on the inside, there's like blue.
Yeah.
Sculpting putty and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
This looks awesome so far. Is it? What faction is it? Is this for, guys? Do you know? This is super cool. Yeah. Or what, like, chapter? Space Marine chapter. Yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. And that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's fun stuff.
Where are you at?
Believe it or not, I'm done.
You're done. Should we put on glam cam?
Yeah. Actually, let me put some moss on this little bridge here, and then I'll be done.
Okay. This means I win. Oh no, I didn't. Well, I didn't. There's a couple steps left, but I don't think I'm going to do them on stream here. I need to varnish. Excuse me, varnish these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I do need to varnish this because there's some super glue in places.
That's not really a step, though. We don't usually show that. But after I varnish, because then I need to go back and add a little bit more blood to them, which is glossy and wet, right? So I want to do that after my varnish because I'm not doing a glossy varnish. And I might also at that point add like some tattoos in the form of blood. Mm-hmm. But let me get a little glutton unit on here for you guys. Very excited. And you'll see the red the blood like tattoo marks and marking things will help because they are a little drab, and you'll be able to see some red that I've already put on here, but you guys will see that the red really does, like a color on these destruction armies, really does kind of help them after you've picked like I've picked like a very drab kind of color palette. Mm-hmm. So you'll see what I mean. Okay, how do they look? Yeah, there we go.
They look pretty cool.
The focus is not great. Let me see if I can get it to focus on.
Well, yeah, when I set it up, I focused on like a paint bottle right in the middle. So while you're doing that, I am going to try and quickly glue some tufts on to this. Really quick.
I think that's better focus. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there we go. I've got, like I said, I'll add some blood to weapons. I'll add you can see around their mouths their blood. So I'll varnish, and then that's a contrast Blood Angels red. So I'll varnish, and then I'll go back in there with a little bit of Minotaur fresh blood, which is like glossy looking. And I also, you can see they've got these big shoulders and these backs and stuff. I typically paint a little bit of tattooiness on there, or not even that, not tattoos really, but even just like war paint, right, on their faces and stuff. Mm-hmm. But these guys are going to be red. All their stuff will be red. You can see here's like one of my Beast Claw Raiders, and you can see when he comes back around. You'll see I've done like teal on him, and you can kind of see how much it kind of helps it pop. But I did do the skin for both these guys, as you can see in the bases. I need to do some tall grass for the ogres. So there's the Beast Claw Raider guy, and when we get to see his face here as he swings around on the left, you can see the teal and then on his shoulder, and it kind of helps a lot. And then he's got blood on his weapon. But you can see I did the bases the same, I did their skin the same. So this is cool for us because it lets us really intermix. And then Bridger is really going to be the one playing this dad bod army. So if we ever go to an event that allows both people to play from the same codex, or same war tone, we can have a very cohesive army. Really excited.
Yeah.
Okay, are we ready to see what these guys are going to be fighting over on Monday? If we play them Monday, which I didn't say we are, but if we do.
Well, it's ready. It's ready for that. I'll probably go in and add a few more tufts and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know how well this will like go on the glam cam.
Oh, we'll make it. Well, we might also get a zoom view. Yeah, tufts.
I like it.
Okay. We'll zoom out. We're gonna have to also do like a shoulder. We'll do like a. Oh, it kind of works.
Yeah. Oh, here's the bridge thing. Oh, and then the little dome.
The dome. Which I like the way that she's painted it, so we don't have to use the dome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there we go.
Yeah. So it's a little obvious now. It'll be less obvious if I put in more tufts and stuff. But I tried to hide the seam between putting like the big pieces together with
the grass, the moss,
with
right?
the moss and stuff, and then tried to blend the moss in with like the grass tufts and stuff. It does, now that I'm looking at it, look just kind of like a straight line down it. But I'll
that would happen. I mean, it looks like something that could happen though.
Yeah.
Because that's like where water might go down. Or
Yeah. So I'll blend it in with some staining and stuff like that and some washing, just really quickly. But yeah, I really like the way that the blue rock turned out. It's really cool. And like the super dry gray stone. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot.
Ogre up here?
Oh, can you? I like it a lot.
It's a risk.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Makokoda. Yeah. 10.4 million in San Jose, I think. Honestly, depending on where it is, depending on what neighborhood it's in, probably more.
For how much this would cost in San Jose?
Yeah.
It doesn't. You know what? It doesn't have a lot of square footage though. We were talking about this last week.
No, but it's all about the views and location, right?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you probably have to leave like your office and go outdoors to use a bathroom. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of these houses in. I was talking about it in the mountains west of here, in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and yeah, they're weird.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Done?
Yeah, we're done.
Sweet.
We did it.
Yep.
So super awesome. Are we good? We have anything else? Do you have anything special? Anything? There's not. I'm not. Nothing's.
No.
Oh, you won't be here next week.
I'm going on vacation for the first time in like 5 years.
You deserve it.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey folks, we did it. As we like to say, be kind to yourself, be kind to each other, and always be creating. See you guys.